losing all the love between the lines, dividing rich and the poor. Are we working to live? Are we living to work? More.
That was too sick, dude.
Thanks, man.
What was that for?
That was very nice.
That's just somebody asked for my show reel. I hadn't made one in, I don't know, 2 years, maybe 3 years.
Are they normally like that looked like a music video? Is that just to like display your production talents for them? Is that kind of like the equivalent of like a demo in music?
Yeah. And what happens is I love cutting to a musical beat and doing a music video with good, cool footage.
Yeah, that was sick.
And it didn't take me long because I was like, I'm just going to use that shot or that shot, you know?
Yeah.
I've used those shots before.
For anyone listening, go to Vimeo.com and look up Joey Malinski and check out his director's reel 2017. It's fucking dope.
Is there a reason why you do it on Vimeo versus like YouTube or something?
Yeah, the player's better. Like
Oh, really?
The quality of the player, the video image looks more like my image in my computer.
It's not as like compressed.
People watch
as
my
much.
stuff on a whole bunch of different visual qualities.
Yeah.
And I have no idea. I'm not smart at controlling it. You know what I'm saying? I just know how to edit it in my computer.
I never thought about it. I always figure I don't know anything about video, so I assume like 1080p was like, all right, YouTube can do that. But I know that compresses the audio a lot. Like if I upload like a song or something like that, it's just like.
Well, I think YouTube's kind of cool because they ask for give me your highest quality file. I'll respect the company that does that as the original, and then they'll use their own conversions if they want to, whatever. You know.
Yeah, and
I
they'll
think Vimeo is
make
better,
most
though.
people look at the lower quality one just to save bandwidth.
Yeah, you can adjust that settings on how you watch your content, but yeah, I'm with it. The Vimeo, I have a hard time with searching. Like I can't find anything on Vimeo, so
Yeah.
like if you're trying to search for something,
Yeah, unless you get like this top staff pick or whatever, and you're just placed on the front page. Oh,
Got him. Check.
got him.
All right, there we go.
There we go. Live
sorry,
from the
dude.
studio.
Cracking in, dude. Where's the cooler at here?
It's on the other side. We can bring it over.
Inconvenient. All right, hold up. One
Jimmy
second.
Selesky is going to go
Yeah,
grab
Jimmy
the
Selesky.
cooler.
I'm going to go grab the cooler.
And today on the cast, we got local filmmaker, director, my boss, Joey Malinski.
Let's get that out there early.
Yeah.
What's going on? Thanks for being. I'm appreciative to be here.
Hey, man. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Dude, a fucking pleasure. Do you need another one too?
How
How you looking on that guy?
I'll get it. I think I can reach that.
All right, cool.
Good positioning. The last time I was in here, Jimmy wasn't here.
I was gonna say, have you ever been here before? But then
We
I remember.
shot, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I
you
expected
guys-
you to be here. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I think Jimmy's going to be here, but
No shot.
Yeah. Luckily, Ellis, who lives right down the street, popped over. And
Ellis was a good dude.
What were you guys
popped it
filming
out.
that time?
It was like a spec shoot for
Spec
something. And but yeah, it worked out. And the studio looks dope. It looked dope on camera.
I gotta watch that video. I remember Eric showed it to me one time, and I saw a studio, and I was like, "Wow, dude, that looks really sick." I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Well,
It's the first time I saw it. What's a spec shoot?
something where you make something in order to prove you could do something.
Oh, so that's the same thing as a director's reel.
Yeah, kind of.
But it's like more honed in on, I guess,
Yeah, there's a
what
particular
they're trying
objective
to
and
get.
there's a-
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
It's a
it's like
mission.
building like a little model replica of something you're trying to build large scale. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But in video, you just
This is all now. In case you
Do it
couldn't
on a
tell,
low
dude,
budget.
all this video stuff is like completely, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
In
I don't
case you
know, I
couldn't tell
think-
last week, dude.
You
I
guys
was-
been making videos for a while, though, right?
yeah, we've been
Yeah.
making videos for a while, but nothing like what we did last week for sure.
Yeah.
I don't make those things we do last week that often.
Most of our videos were like most of the videos we did with Scott were like the equivalent of like that like orange sherbet video we just watched, like the effects wise. But the
I
later
thought you guys
stuff,
did good video.
the later stuff got better. I mean, I'm just referring to like the first videos we made.
Yeah,
which
nobody's
were,
good- nobody could start
really
that.
fucking cheesy. I thought that North Korea one was good, but Alex didn't like it, dude.
My brother?
Alex didn't like it.
Dude, he didn't like it?
I couldn't believe
I
it.
thought he liked it.
I do appreciate Alex because he's fucking real and was just like, yeah, dude, I didn't like that one as much. I was like, that's very dope of you to say.
Damn. He always praised it to me. But
No,
then
he
also
liked
we did shoot a video in his apartment, and then he really liked that one because we shot it in his apartment.
Yeah,
But
the
like-
apartment looked great, guys. The acting,
Exactly.
and the directing, I didn't give
It was
you guys
funny,
credit,
though.
but the
Scott was
location was
like,
key on that place. Phillies.
Scott was like choking me in the video, and he like threw me up against the door like a couple times just to get the right take. And like he accidentally ended up like putting a dent in my brother's wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are fixing that door.
Yeah. I don't think we ever fixed it.
No,
though.
not at all.
He said he didn't care. He put his computer in front of it.
You know what one he always liked was the
Did you roll in
BYOB
rehearsal
one.
on that one, by the way?
What's up?
You know how you had to get slammed against the wall. Did you roll in rehearsal?
Yeah, we did. And then also like as we like were shooting, we were like, all right, yeah, maybe like if you like if I put something under my feet, you don't actually have to hold me hold me with your hands and actually choke me.
Yeah.
Like,
I like
your long
realism there.
takes,
I like
dude.
realism.
Yeah.
We'll start at realism, then we'll bring it back.
Jeez Louise, dude. I remember dude, those were fun times. I really love doing those videos. Like
Yeah,
we
man.
spent a lot of time on that shit, dude. For
Yeah,
like
man. And even your music videos too. Those
oh
were
my
fun.
god,
I've
dude.
never been blessed with one of those.
You haven't? I don't think
Oh
so.
no,
I don't think
dude.
so, yeah.
Oh no. I think I might have taken that all. I think I might have taken the Sleep at Night one down. Even though
Are these original tunes? Did you write this track?
Just
Sleep
for
at Night was
original song, yeah.
And then also
Is it comedy
Mad.
or is it straight up?
no, it was real music, dude.
Real music,
Like a real
okay.
music video.
We did a music video for Mad too.
Yeah,
Like,
that
right
was
next
that was
door.
only like last year or something, right?
Maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably 3 years ago. Honestly.
Nah, it was no more than 2. I think it was 2015, which is crazy, dude.
For sure.
But no, Scott got really good, dude. The Mad video was the only reason I didn't like the Sleep at Night one was because the video concept was really good, but I tried to edit it myself, and I just like suck at that stuff. So like it just like, but like the video, like the you were there when we like did all like the cutouts and stuff, and we
Yeah,
had
man.
everything.
I did like half those cutouts.
Dude.
But
those
we
are the
like we made
days.
like this whole like storybook like set in his basement.
Nice.
And we had like
Dude, it was dope.
tracks on the fucking ceiling that we like taped up, and then we were like sliding things across
went
and like
all
had fishing
in for that.
lines on stuff and reeling stuff across the
cool.
room.
Actually,
Michelle
I was,
Gondry style, practical.
Yeah.
Practical
I knew
effects.
the guy Devin, Devin McBay, the guy who was Gav. I knew him because he was actually originally
Devin's great.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. He went to Towson U. But originally, when we were filming that video, I was supposed to get it done with this dude in the film department. I'm not going to say his name, but he wound up just like trying to rip me off and shit like that. It was this whole fucking thing. And then,
We're not going to bring that beat back up.
yo, no shot, dude. No shot. Although it is a good story. But
Very good
it is a very good story. But no, Devin
Very
was
good ending.
Devin
Like
was
he
on.
got back at him. Really
Oh
good.
yeah, it's a
Dude,
classic
it's
tale of
crazy.
revenge,
We'll
dude.
tell you
It was
afterwards.
one of the more impressive tales I have. But Devin was on that production team, and that was the first time I met him, and that was like 4 years ago or something. He was always doing lighting. I was watching him doing the lighting, and I was like, how does one just really hone in on like that aspect of filmography, you know?
Yeah, it's a skill. It's definitely a skill.
But it's a lot, dude. When I got the call sheet, I was like looking at like the terminology, which is another thing that threw me for a loop. Just all the terminology, like gaff and fucking. It's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But like, you know, just gaff was one of them. All of them. That was enough, dude. No, I saw gaffer on the call sheet, and I was like, what the hell is gaffer? What does that even mean? And I looked it up, and it was like the electrician and stuff like that. And then apparently tape is gaff. Is gaff is tape?
Gaff tape.
Yeah,
Picked up on that?
style of tape.
The
yep.
flying in, that's kind of like it's kind of like a universal one.
Yeah, we could 86 something in
86
restaurant.
something,
Yeah,
you know, flying in, like if you want something on the fly, that means like, oh, I need that quick, you know?
Well, I'm flying in. I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. It's on the move.
I was talking about from the restaurant
Oh
angle.
yeah, good deal. One rule like on set is I got taught this by AD when I first started in production was I don't know is not an answer on the set,
Ooh.
and it should never be. So it's either no or I'll find out and go find out and make steps to how to do it.
You asked the first thing you asked me to do when we got to the first location. The first thing you asked me to do was I was like, Joey, is there anything I can do? And you were like, yeah, can you set up a camera for me? And it was just one of those things where I just looked at you like this, and you were like, all right, actually do this. I was like, thank God I didn't have to just say out loud, like, dude, I have no fucking clue how to do what you're asking me to do. Because I probably wouldn't. I was gonna give you that look, and then I was gonna try to figure it out.
No, I was probably joking on that, Jimmy.
No, I think I definitely would have tried to figure it out.
On the other shoot, we would have, like Comcast, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, like on an event shoot, definitely.
For sure.
That was an interesting first day, dude. That was a
Yeah, I don't want
grand.
to get into that one.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to. But that was a grand old day.
It's fun, man. It's always fun, at least.
Yeah, it's always an
a good
adventure.
time.
Film
It's-
production is definitely
There's
an
always
adventure.
going to be a story.
Exactly.
Dude, speaking of which, you have a crazy long story of like just even getting to this point. Even like you grew up in Kent Island.
Kent Island, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
just on
born
the
in
island.
Baltimore,
Yeah.
Okay,
And you lived in
born in
Brooklyn, right?
Brooklyn Park, yeah.
Brooklyn
Park.
Maryland, right? Or
Yeah, like
New York.
Right below the city.
right by the city.
Okay, you're
Right
talking about
above-
Brooklyn,
yeah,
Maryland.
above-
Okay,
above.
just
Yeah,
making
yeah.
sure.
But
South
then,
of the city, yeah.
but yeah, Kent Island.
Kent Island, and then that's where I
and the
consider
sticks,
myself.
man.
Why
I
did
thought
you-
it was awesome. It was the water. It was the sticks, but yeah, the water. Like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I grew up, my road was oyster shells for like years. Just
Yo,
oyster shells,
Yeah.
dude.
That's great. That's
was
dude.
sick.
I always tell people that aren't from Maryland don't know what you mean when you say like Eastern Shore, Western Shore.
Yeah,
They're like, what are you talking
split.
about? But like
my
East-
company's called Across the Bridge Productions.
which is why. Okay, that makes
yeah,
sense. now.
ATB is for short, but Across the Bridge. I grew up, and anytime I came from the city, that we were considered chicken neckers because we came from Baltimore. We weren't true Kent Islanders. You know what I'm saying?
Chicken
Like, you
neckers?
got-
Is that the term they use for how you
Yeah,
crab?
if you crab with chicken neckers, they call you chicken neckers. So we were chicken neckers, but I was proud. I
that's
would
dope.
crab
Yeah,
with
you guys
chicken
got
neck.
crabs.
That
yeah.
is a very
crab with
Western
anything.
Shore move, dude. With the chicken, holy cannoli, dude.
Yeah, chicken
Sure,
neckers.
dude. Chicken necks in those cages too, man. That works.
Well, that's the Eastern
Yeah, that's what I'm
Eastern
saying.
Shore
you
guys.
can do an eel, you can do bull-ups, you can do whatever you want. As long as the crabs go into the pot, you're successful.
Dude, it's like a
Exactly.
Put whatever
whole.
you got in there.
It's like a whole different state over
Fish.
there, and it's amazing. I never knew that they had a chicken neckers as a term. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I would've never known
I
that.
like Eastern Shore though. It's definitely not. It's pretty progressive line split. That water.
Yeah.
Why did your family move there from Baltimore? I feel like that's weird.
My dad grew up on my grandfather had property on the island, and my dad would go crabbing there from Baltimore. They would drive like all the weekends. My dad built my house on the weekends. So when I was
Whoa.
so I was like 4 to whenever we moved, like young whenever we moved. It took me years. We would go there every weekend. He would build this house.
Damn,
So
that guy
like-
was grinding for a guy who smoked weed every day. That's impressive.
Yeah,
Damn.
True.
true.
Very true. And then from Kent Island, you went to San Diego.
I went to San Diego. Yeah, just to I know you can't make it here. I can make it anywhere.
Yeah.
Drive
Diego,
across, like,
dude.
"Wah." I got there.
You
at
did, you
180
did a road trip across the
Road
country.
trip, yeah.
Hey.
How old were you?
20, I guess.
So
I
you
did 2
stayed
years
out-
of community college. Yeah,
Where'd you go?
If you wanna
To,
go
you
into
didn't.
that,
You
I
went to
would.
community college on the Eastern Shore.
I went to Chesapeake. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's not community, is it? I
Is
thought
that
that
the
was.
Bay
It
Retrievers?
changed.
Is
I
that
think
the
it changed
mascot?
while I was. I mean, I always tell people it changed while I was there because they was changing to a 4-year. But I have no idea, dude. I don't know. All I
you
know
went
is,
there when it
all I know is
counted,
when I went to
community
San
college.
Diego, they didn't say. They said you went where? Yeah, we don't take any of that shit. And I was
Goddamn
like, all
chicken
right.
necker.
I didn't go anywhere then. and then on this, so I was been working in film. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can teach a film class at Chesapeake. And they're like, you're not qualified enough. I'm like, oh, I got a degree from your place. And I'm actually, I could.
Where'd you say you
hypothetically
went?
teach
Chesapeake.
film,
I don't know.
like they have like truck
Right.
driving classes there. Like you can
Yeah.
learn how to drive a truck up there, like a SUV or whatever they're called, like 18-wheelers.
That's a
But I
college,
can't teach
dude.
people how to do film.
Jeez, that's so
It's
weird.
like, I hire people to do film, guys. Right? You know that, right?
But you didn't wind up. So you didn't wind up going. Where were you trying to go? San Diego State.
You know what I wanted? My dream was Chapman, which is a private college, and I was just going to I had no plan because the money situation didn't work out. So in-state tuition for California was way cheaper, and I was just going to live in California for a while, set up in-state residence, and then see where I wanted to live. But I did,
So Chapman is in San Diego.
no, Chapman's Orange County.
Okay.
But they're like the place. It's like a private school. It's like I drove up there for to see the school, and they're like people were pulling up in like Hummers and like
Oh, my gosh.
it was crazy. And I was like, yeah. But they had like the Fisher 11. They had like all the good Dolly stuff. They had all the good equipment. So if I wanted to go in, all I wanted to do was play with gear.
Are they like a
San Diego State had
notorious?
good gear too? That's why I was going to go there.
Are they like a notorious film school? Like they're like.
It's rich. I mean, I just like the gear, man. I like the work out of it. I don't know if they're notorious. I wouldn't put them up with NYU or nothing like that.
How did you hear about them? Because this. How many years ago was this? Was this?
We're looking. I haven't been in college in a while. I graduated in 2001, 2003. 2003.
So how'd you find? I guess what I'm asking is like, because right now, like, I can just go online and like Google stuff, but like, how did you hear about Chapman or anything like that?
Probably
Like,
the interwebs.
Really? Was it?
Yeah, I mean,
guess,
I had internet
2001
back
was
then,
going
yeah.
on.
Mhm.
I had internet in, seemed like high school. And, oh, yeah, I was on ICQ, AIM. Like,
Oh,
ICQ was the
okay.
best messenger app ever. Messaging in any setting ever. So, Yeah, I mean, internet was that's early. I was on the computers early, so I love computers.
Oh yeah.
That was going on. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. I just assumed like maybe a counselor knew something at school or like
Nah.
no
No,
one, yeah.
counselors didn't know. I don't know. Did your
Yeah.
counselors know much? I don't even know who my counselor was.
I was like made to.
I mean, I'm
meet
sorry,
with
and
them,
I'm
like,
sorry
once
to
or
whoever the
twice.
counselor was. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
If you thought you really steered me in the right direction.
I never got what their purpose was. Like, I feel like I didn't use the counselor to its full potential.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that that's all they did, which was what I used them for. Because in that case, that's a worthless job because they did nothing for me, pretty much.
Yeah, I would say hopefully. I'm hoping that the guidance counselors for people that needed like guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But I wouldn't have signed up for the list. I would like some business advice. I want the account teams from the school like, give me some financial knowledge about how these decisions are being made and what my best appropriate actions at this age should be.
Yeah, we had like a personal finance, or what was it, economics, or we had, in like 12th grade.
Econ class.
Econ, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a mandatory class in 12th grade that taught you like kind of personal finance, but at such like a bare minimum that
I still like that idea. Though.
I remember it all
I'd
being-
sponsored that class. I like that idea.
Dude, I remember because I was in AP Econ for God knows why, and
They let you in the AP?
yeah, that's dude. And then my teacher was Mr. Stang, who was like, he was also the philosophy teacher, and he was like a track coach, and he was just like a really cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would spend like the entire class just like talking about random shit, and it wouldn't be until like 6 minutes until the bell he'd start teaching me about econ. And so I guess he expected us all to like learn it on our own. And I was like, no way, dude, I'm not doing that.
He's like, I'm not qualified for this class. I'm just gonna.
I'm fucking broke. I cannot teach you guys shit.
Teacher.
Like, yeah, I'm
Personal.
barely cutting it, guys. You got any
But
tips? Help me
He,
out.
yeah, pass around a fucking collection hat every class, dude. Like, it's inappropriate, Mr. Stang. But what was I gonna say? Oh, dude, that had like, I don't remember any of that having to do with personal finances. But then again, maybe it would have if he had actually taught the class.
yeah.
Very true.
I remember it all being like graphs and like aggregate demand, which I still don't know what that means.
No
and
clue
like
on that.
the fucking curves, everything was a curve, even though it was straight. That always fucking threw me for a loop.
That would throw me too.
It was always like, it was why
straight, I'd be
this
like, whoa.
clearly isn't curved. Like,
I think we're talking about different classes.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I've
talking about
never taken this
econ.
class.
I'm talking about AP
Are you
econ.
talking?
You're talking
I'm
about
talking about the one that was like
honors econ.
It was in 12th grade, and I think it was like half a year, maybe,
Health.
or like I don't think it was health. I think it was
Health
like
was like 8th grade, right?
Well, you had high school health too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Did
I
we?
mean,
just
for
forgot
every
about
county,
that
Baltimore
one.
County had high
well,
school
we
health
had it in like
for half
middle school,
for a semester.
and then in like 11th grade, maybe. And that was a half year thing too, because SAT prep was the other half the year.
Dude, semester classes were the best idea ever. Because I got real tired of a class like after the first half of the year.
After Christmas break, I wanted new classes.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I got everything I can get out of this. It's a new year. Give me a new fucking subject. But that's why I like college. Well, which is why I didn't go. But
That's why I like college. I just didn't. I didn't make it.
it was
like
definitely in
concept of that
the
college.
pros list of why I should have gone semesters. I liked it.
Yeah, I like the idea of college too, but I don't know, for whatever reason, it wasn't for me.
Do
Yeah.
you feel like, I mean, for filming, because you skipped on it, I take, right?
Yeah, I did
Skipped
not
out
go
on.
to college.
Do you feel like, where do you feel like you could have possibly benefited had you gone?
Yeah. Oh, network. I think coming out with a group of people that are doing the same thing as you makes total sense. Getting
Oh,
the
yeah.
lock
Sure.
mentality.
Absolutely.
I think the people that are doing it right now in the area, like all the Towson,
Towson
all the
people, yeah.
Towson people, like if we didn't have them for production, like we wouldn't have a good workforce here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and they were all coming out at the same time, and
And they had that film fraternity at Towson too, LKT.
yeah, I'm saying that's growing, a decent amount of talent.
For sure, definitely.
So I think that's a great advantage because all you are in this business is a network. I got my first job because my buddy had a job and got me, could get my
That's how
name
shit
to
goes,
a person, So I can't say I didn't, I worked my, I got a, a helping hand.
That
in.
was out in San Diego.
That was in New York.
So you went to San Diego for college,
2 years.
2 years of college that you didn't go to, or you were just living in San Diego for 2
I
years?
signed up for a semester, but I didn't get. I mean, once they told me they said they couldn't tell me if my grades my school would transfer until I got accepted, right? And then I had to get once I got accepted, they didn't tell me until it was like, and then whatever it was.
And this is what college?
San Diego State.
San Diego State. The slugs,
And they were like,
dude.
we can take your credits and put them to your film study. Like, you took film as your elective in community college. You can use that as your elective in. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I'm coming to school to learn to play with the film toy. Like, I want to learn film. Like, that's what I don't want any of those
your
I want to take
classes. I don't
your
wanna
classes.
skip 'em.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't care about taking math again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
take math again. I did all my gen ed for 2 years, and now I just want to. So if you're not gonna let me work, I'm gonna go to work.
Oh wow. So you just lived out in San Diego. Did you network at all out there? Did you meet anybody?
No, I took it as have fun, live on the beach. I had a great set of friends, and still to this day out there. Like, we just
That's awesome.
The 4th of July party in San Diego up until they shut it down recently.
Why'd they shut it down?
It was like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. It was like 200, at least 200,000 people on a stretch of beach where there's like, this is a spot. Like, that's a spot, and everybody comes there, and they used to be able to have kegs. People put kegs in the beach. Then there was like no kegs but cans, and it was just like thousands of people. It was the most amazing party I've ever been to, and it was years and years in a row.
Just like a giant block party, but on the beach.
On the beach.
It's the New Year's party?
This is the 4th
4th
of July.
Oh my God, that's dope.
And then at the end of the night, once it gets dark, you go down to Ocean Beach, and they have a marshmallow fight after the fireworks. And the
shit.
fireworks go off, and you can see like the surfers like underneath the pier, and they're in like silhouette. It's like magical.
Why did they shut it down?
Just massive amount of litter just floats in the. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
I
this is
bet.
like it gets underneath the sand.
They couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cleanup effort. But what happens? I think you have to. I don't know. I'm not a politician, so I'm not going to go into how you run a city.
This is what we ought to do.
Conservatism makes sense in that town, and people's safety. I get it. I imagine people drowned every year. I mean, it's like people.
Oh, I bet,
mean,
dude.
Fights or
It's like-
whatever.
Yeah, so
It's
Jeez,
public
dude, I didn't think
property,
about
so,
that.
you
public
know.
problem.
Yeah, they don't have any security for that.
I will
Fight
have to
breaks
say
out.
that's the best party I've ever been to, though. So
Yeah, that sounds fucking insane.
Wow.
That sounds cool as shit.
That's wild. And then
But,
why you went? Why did you? Okay, so from San Diego you went to New York.
New York, yeah. I came back home for a little bit and then sold some cars and then went to New York.
There you go.
Nice, dude. What
Got
was
the
the
stack up?
Yeah,
Got your stack up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got your stack.
What was the
Gotta get my
motivation
paper
to
straight.
go to? So like in San Diego, you would think like obviously you came home for a bit, but like I guess you always had in mind that you were gonna go and be in one of those like big film cities at some
No,
point.
I never. No, my dream wasn't always to do that. I just wanted to make movies and films. I always wanted to do it in Maryland for the main part, but I think when I took a field trip to New York when I was a kid, I was like, "Whoa, this is super impressive! I could live here. I would love this is amazing. This is the height of any kind of excitement I've ever seen." And it lives up to that. And you get the
Where is this at this point?
New York.
Oh, New York. Okay.
It lives up to all that. So, but as in doing film in that world, I thought myself I was going to go to California. I grew up on like Sublime and like Jack
That's
Johnson.
what I was
like,
wondering.
Yeah.
And like that, like I grew up on an island, so like I never wore shoes. Like that's not New York straight up, But New York taught me the grind, taught me how to be a professional, taught me the edge, taught me to never back down from anybody, taught you a whole bunch of things about living that I use to this day.
I was interested in why you elected to go to New York over Los Angeles because you were already out in California. I feel like.
That's because my buddy had a job.
Oh, so you
The
okay?
end.
Yeah, the end.
Oh.
And my, I always wanted to make. It's like you guys made films together. I made films together with this guy, so I was like, oh, I would like to make. I'm saying if whatever extent that would be
Yeah, exactly.
done.
Yeah, that's why it would have been cool also if Scott was able to come and do that kind of fill-in role last week. That would have been kind of cool.
No, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, I did left that guy. It's up to you, right?
Oh,
Or
no.
no?
I think they already kind of liked Jimmy.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah,
want to.
so it
push
wasn't
any-
even a
yeah,
thing.
it wasn't-
Yeah. But yeah, dude. So what was your first thing going to New York? What was the first thing that you guys signed on to?
I did. It was scary. I did a. It was a reality TV show that never got picked up.
Yeah.
About but the people that make Miami Ink and then they made whatever they're making now.
Oh, shit,
Original
really?
Media. Yeah.
Was it like another like kind of tattoo thing, or was it?
No, this was like a rock and roll bar. Like they were gonna run a rock and roll bar, and the drama that comes with that.
Oh.
But what
I see
happens
why
is
that
I
wasn't
think
picked up.
I think what happened. Scott Weiland was signed on, and then I think Scott Weiland got on drugs, and I think they got back up the guy that got on. I think then he got on drugs.
Scott Weiland. Which one is he? Which guy?
It's
Is
a
he
rock and roll
STP.
bar.
STB?
STP, Stone Temple
Oh,
Pilots.
Stone Temple Pilots. I thought you said STB. I was like, what are they?
But the it was PAing on that stuff, and like that was when like I had to drive the cube truck.
Yeah.
I could barely drive in New York. Now I have to drive this cube truck at times. My buddy's taking over most of it, but he had to get up at like 4 a.m. We did like a 20-hour day. I was like didn't have the proper clothes or nothing like that. My toes like got wet, and then like my like skin,
Yeah.
wrinkled up, and like wet shoes for super long. I came home to my current wife now, but she was my girlfriend at the time. I was like, I don't think I can do this job. I don't think I can do it. Like I'm not cut out for it. It was brutal. And the next day I got there early with my buddy, and I was like, dude, do I have to go to work today? Like I can't do it. And he was like, you have to come, man. Like you have to do. You can't back out today. You have to,
And this was just driving. Was this doing PA work for that shoot?
Yeah.
I was mainly just driving and stuff.
Driving and doing trash cans and ice coolers and anything that needs to happen on set, running lights in.
Sheesh, dude. Yeah, PA really, I guess, didn't. When I was doing it, I was surprised that most of it, like, which is why I was able to do it to any degree, was because a lot of it had nothing to do with, like, actually filming. I'm setting up lunch for people, stuff like that. That was cool.
Yeah, I think as a production company, you're an event company. You are a artist company. Like there's so many. Like you have to build sets sometimes. You have to have a craftsman set that they're building everything. It's a whole working crew.
So how do you?
Fabricated stuff. There's like whole departments for props. And, yeah, it's crazy.
How
Especially
did
on
you?
the high scale.
So did you wind up quitting that shoot, or do you?
I did. I did bail on that shoot, and I apologize to the crew. Sorry, I
Should have seen his toes too.
if you guys kicked me out of the business from that one shot, I'd be a. I get it. All right. You can hold it over me. But but they called me back. I worked on other jobs with that company. And,
they called you back after quitting a shoot?
I think I told them a big fib. I blamed it on.
Oh,
I
no,
fibbed.
dude.
I didn't say I'm not man enough for this.
Dog ate my homework
Like, I
type
don't think I
shit.
can. I'm changing
My
my
toes
thoughts
look
on
like
where I wanna be.
raisins.
Just walked in with no fucking shoes on.
I was like, I think
Look at
my
this.
grandma might be coming down with some. I don't know.
I don't know, something like I forget it.
Damn, dude, whatever fib you told it, you must have really sold it because they fucking
No,
bought
I think
it.
what happens is she worked with my buddy and trusted my buddy's opinion. Be like, no, he just needed to straighten his head out.
He's just a pussy, dude. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
like
it.
he's
Been going to the gym.
He's
But,
back in it.
Yeah, then I did some VH1 live stuff, like where they did like web stuff, like for a performer would perform in front of you, so like dashboard professional,
like the
and,
unplugged type stuff?
Oh, tight.
Then that chick that didn't have any shoes, didn't wear shoes, like back in the day, dashboard professional age. I don't know, I'm never gonna get it.
Cheryl Crow,
No, don't worry, I don't think we're. Oh, Joss,
no.
no, Joss Stone.
Joss Stone.
Yeah, it was like a one time kind of thing, but
Damn, yeah.
That's cool.
She didn't wear shoes anywhere. You filmed her?
nope.
Film her feet.
Yeah,
I was on the foot camera.
I was like, but I did that.
That's
That's where
for
I
a different
learned the dolly
website,
grip, what a dolly grip was on that shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm sure you learned so much of this shit in New York that you still use today. Like,
Yeah,
what was the biggest thing that you took away from your New York thing? Your stint up there.
I would say a life lesson would be that you got to make your own thing, create what you got. If you're a creator, you have to create, even if it's a process. Even if
Yeah.
it's a process of creation, won't satisfy that creator part of it.
Yeah,
That's a very
I
deep
feel like that's the
lesson
only way
to
to
take
like
away.
scratch the itch.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Otherwise, like I don't know, because life is big, so it's like choices of that. But in terms of production, there's like so many things that I'm a keen observer of how things work, and I like it. Working with commercial production since they have.
Is that everyone? Everyone hears that?
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, dope. We're back.
Commercial production, I think they're doing some of the best in the business. Like Tony Scott's company, what I'm saying, like they're like this is where the money is in terms of filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
So like you'll get some of the best people in the world. Where I mean, movies obviously has the highest talent, but commercials, because the client is exacting to what they want. So you have to match a vision, which is, artistically you have it's a little more narrow. You have to be more precise.
It's very cool.
That is interesting that you said you kind of have to do your own thing, which is interesting that you learned that like up in New York, because I feel like a lot of people might go to a city like New York, and I guess it's kind of with this. I don't know. I can't speak for all people, but I know a lot of people that have gone and moved to like big cities like that, and I think it stems from the concept of like, oh, this is where you go. I guess most people kind of start with like, I'm gonna get put on by somebody. I think that's what everybody
Or
thinks.
like I'm gonna be found or something.
Do you guys hear that like waving in and out, or is that just me?
Yeah, that's like cicadas and stuff.
Oh, that's outside?
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, dude, I thought that was an electrical problem this whole time.
No.
All right, fuck
got
that,
the-
dude. I don't give a
it's,
shit.
You got the
Holy
breeze
shit.
coming in
I would have
and
never guessed that. But that's interesting. I guess, anyway, to fucking completely lost track of what I was saying. But
People go to New York to make it. Because people are going to get put on. Yeah, and I can
And
say
then you
that
came
makes total
back.
sense because that's where it has outlets.
Oh, for sure. And
Yeah.
it's just like you have instead of like the 1 in a billion chance here, it's a 1 in 100,000 chance or something there.
I think when I was working there was estimates of how many people were working in the city. And it's like hundreds of thousands, over 100,000 film workers in the city. You know,
Wow.
like that's a large workforce.
is that why you
Imagine.
decided to come back here?
One, yeah, I've always wanted. Well, there's tons of reason why you moved back to.
But you met
I
Adriana up there?
met Adriana in
San
San Diego.
Diego.
Oh, really? And she, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
she moved to New York in February. It was like February. She'd never been in that. She's from Mexico and San Diego. They've never traveled to like something super cold, and it was like 9 degrees in February, whipping
God.
winds, and we're taking like subways out deep into Brooklyn, like where it's not covered anymore,
Yeah.
and like just whipping, and like she has a jacket,
Oh.
and it's like, oh, this is brutal, yo. Like this is not like we are in tough times. She wasn't in the end. She wasn't a big fan of New York based upon its people and motivation towards everybody was talking about what they're doing.
Yeah, but it's weird because I got the same vibe when I was in LA. I just the only way I could maybe it's just
As for me, current situation, I think New York over LA. Like I
I
don't
would
get
say-
LA yet,
dude.
So,
I think New York is more. I like it because it's a little
I get
bit
the
more
weather's
up
great.
front.
You can just be laid back.
I feel like New York is a little bit more real than LA in the
Yeah.
way that like when you go to LA, you're like, all right, yeah, some of this is nice, but most of this just like looks like industrial parks, like as
Yeah.
far as the eye can see.
I can see, yeah.
And then you go to New York and you're like, all right,
Whoa.
at least this is pretty true to like what they put on.
I remember
You know what I mean?
because I went to New York when I was talking about the high school trip. I mean, trip whenever we went. They took us up to see Beauty and the Beast or whatever, right? As in drama, part of drama. And I just didn't go to Beauty and Beast. I just walked New York City while other kids were walking. As soon as the show started, we went out the back doors. One of my friends, or not, friends of a friend, got on TRL and got us caught because he went up and got on TRL behind the people and was like, "What's going on?" Like, so we were like, yeah, and you're like, "You got to do it, dude."
Damn.
Dude, New York was one of the few places that I've been because a lot of places they have all this like hype build up. New York, I remember the first time I went to New York, which is actually pretty late in my life. I feel like I might have even been like 20 or 21 the first time I went to New York City. But I remember pulling up over the bridge and it was at nighttime and I remember seeing like the skyline, like the Empire State Building and shit. And I was like, this lives up to everything I've heard about New York.
It
When I
does.
went to
You
LA.
go to LA, you're like, what?
Yeah, dude, I
You're
went
like,
to
what's
LA.
up with all this like
Paris.
fracking that's going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
I thought this was like a super
Yeah,
fucking
never
eco-friendly.
like you never find that spot. You're always searching for that spot. But you know what hits the spot that's like not LA but California and you have to give it up is like the first time I went to the beach, like a bikini chick in rollerblades like went by me and then I'm like, oh my god, everybody's beautiful. Like that shit lives up. Like Baltimore, we got voted the ugliest people. Like, hey man,
lives up, man.
LA, yeah, we're
Hey,
California.
let me tell you something though. I will put this up against everybody. I defend Towson University chicks all the time.
Get a Towson.
I'm gonna go ahead and put Towson University over any of the girls I saw in Los Angeles when I went there.
Nice.
Now I don't know what area you're talking about,
I'll second that.
dude. Towson University deserves a cheer, dude.
yeah.
Good job, ladies.
They kill it. They really kill it. They really do a good job.
Shout out
But
to
Baltimore,
the
I
Turtle
can see
Show.
how Baltimore is a little bit.
It's different, dude.
Yeah.
It's different.
I'm from
It's another word
Baltimore,
for ugly.
so I'll take it. I'll take where I landed. Thank you, God.
I was born at GBMC, dude. I could be either or. Greater Baltimore, so you know I'm better than.
Well, Eastern Shore is.
Oh, what do we got? Pretty
I-
nice or not? Good?
I was
What do we got over there?
I was gonna give you guys a less than par rating from what I experienced.
Okay.
But you're
You can.
born
I
Baltimore.
would definitely disagree. Obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's like I think it's just.
I
like,
think you're not good at fishing, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't do much fishing in the Eastern Shore, so I've just I don't know. It's just like I played at this place called the Jetty, and like the host, I always go by like the staff there, like.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at the servers, I'm looking at the hostesses. The hostesses are obviously going to be the hottest girls at the restaurant because they're hired literally.
that place is not about. That place is about not about the host stage. I mean,
Well,
that's like a.
Dude, I mean, the
You got to
host,
bring the show there, right? What day did you play?
fucking, I think it was a Saturday afternoon. I mean, it wasn't like a crazy, like, bring out your best type of day. But, no, I would say the hostess in the restaurant is probably, because it requires the least
yeah,
amount
hostess
of
is
outside
definitely-
talent. It's like your job is literally to be hot, kind of. Like, you,
Yeah.
you know, hey,
I'll
how's
take a
it
good
going?
bartender. Number one. I want
take
a
a
good
good bartender.
bartender. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she can be a good bartender. That's
Yeah, but
what
she
I want,
doesn't
number
have
one.
to be hot. That's the difference. I feel like as a hostess, you kind of have to be hot, or else it's like, what's the point? I don't know. That's a very misogynistic remark I just made there, but I'm just being honest with you. I
Jimmy,
just feel-
have you ever hosted?
dude? Come on. I served for.
He's too hot.
He's too hot.
Too
You're
hot.
like, whoa, this guy's way too hot. What kind of place am I walking into?
I'm not taking my wife here for dinner.
How he's looking.
No, I served and bartended for 6 years though, and I can tell you, I don't see how it's possible that hosting could be harder than that. That's just
nobody's arguing that one.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah. Anyway, the point of this whole thing was that the hostesses in the Jetty,
Yep.
they were. I could tell like which one was the hottest one because the way
Sure.
she carried herself. She was all right. Like don't get me wrong. Like she was hot, but like that was the best thing you brought to the plate.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm not going to defend the hostess. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, personal
But,
stake in this argument.
I'm just saying that Ken Island and Eastern Shore, it's got some damn good looking chicks.
Oh, I bet. Probably all chicken neckers though, dude. They're probably Western Shore.
Yeah,
immigrants.
I'm not debating that either. I'll take them however. You know what I'm saying? we have to ship them in. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, all
As
imported.
a chicken necker myself. I
Yeah,
don't really
I have
mind
no
that.
take no offense.
Yeah. As it happens, most of my friends are chicken
Yeah.
neckers.
Yeah, pretty much. A couple of them aren't, but
No?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of assume like the people who were born there, they're all kind of fucking hanging out together anyway. All like the
I think
old Ken
our high
Island
school as a
family.
general was pretty close and didn't matter who you were
Yeah.
really.
What high school was it?
Ken Island?
Ken Island High School. And which one was built that was closer to you now?
That was Ken Island, yeah.
But which
I went
one?
to Queen Anne. I went to Kennard for
Kennard?
a year. It was just 9th grade.
Wait,
And-
what's
And it was my favorite year of high school, man. To be honest with you, because it was our school merging with another school that we've never met. So it was new
Oh,
chicks.
cool.
So it was just like,
Ooh,
ooh, a
that's
year, new chicks.
awesome.
They don't know who I am.
That's like what high school and middle school is supposed to be. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
like the merging of the schools.
Merging. You
I
gotta
blame,
merge.
yeah, I blame a lot of my lack of success in high school on my middle school failures, dude. Because I had no chance to break away from it, you know? Like, it's just weird. Once a girl sees you in a certain light, it's kind of hard to talk her out of it, you know?
Yeah, I 100%
Yeah.
agree.
It's
I
like-
just try to Eli Manning it. Like if I throw a pick, I didn't even know it happened.
Dude, that's an excellent situation to be put in at that age, man. That kind of happened. That kind of happened in college. I went there for 1 year, and that was like real cool because like I could kind of go in there. Like I was decent at calculus, so like when I went to college, it was like the first time people were like, "Yo, can you tutor me in something?" And I was like, "Yo, nobody would have ever asked me to tutor them at Towson High School." It was just it was like a nice experience. It was weird, but not nice enough for me to stay. But it was a good experience.
What about the best experience on set? Was it the acting or was it the working?
That's a good question, dude.
Jimmy gave me some good gut laughs
man.
on set.
He was
Um,
good to have around.
That's a tough. I think the acting I would have to say just because it was the first time I felt actually useful. And I mean that. It was like the whole time I kind of was like doing work and I was like, I really feel like I could be more effective if I just knew what the end game was, you know?
Yeah.
You know? But that takes time. But like when I was acting, I was like, all right, like I am playing a pivotal part in this production right now. And so that kind of got me like stoked, and I enjoy doing that. I enjoy doing that. I really gave it my all, dude. I really gave it.
No, I like that. That was good.
It's
Good
totally like chess, though, dude. You just gotta fucking see what happens, and then be like, all right, what do I gotta do? The time's ticking.
I mean, I think anybody would probably agree that acting is probably more fun than PAing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, PAing is just like I'm just sitting there sweating, fucking waiting for somebody to like need the trash emptied or something. Like that's cool. I mean, it's cool. It's better than doing a lot of other things for a living. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I would definitely say the acting, man. That was cool. It was cool. Apparently, yeah.
I believed you. I was like, that guy's a barista. That dude, Jimmy played a barista, and I was like, I'm like, I didn't know if he was was really making coffees back there. He's like, he did the swirl thing where he made the flour. I was like, how'd you learn that so fast? And I was like,
Method, dude. Method.
I appreciated it. When there's talent, you know.
That was a fun experience, dude.
What was your favorite gig up in New York that you did?
I don't know. Oh, I always say this, but it's Wally Pfister did shot Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I got a call and they're like, "Hey, do you want to be a director's assistant?" And I was like, "Yeah," because like whatever, yeah, yes, whatever. And they're like, "Well, before you say yes, you would be his fifth one." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, definitely." And I didn't even look up who it was. I just showed up on set. You know what I'm saying? Like wherever I need to be, I'm doing. He's like, "I got 2 rules. Always have 2 waters on you, 1 room temperature, 1 cold.
Oh wow.
And never put this camera down." And it was his personal photographer,
shit.
you know. And the rest of the stuff was driving around and do all the regular stuff, nothing extra.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just badass dude. Like he literally carried this camera on his back like so much. And he brought like grip truck after grip truck, but lit very little and shot natural light. And it was just like, and shot beautifully. It was really cool to see. So
this is the guy who filmed Batman?
Film Batman. The DP.
I can tell there wasn't a lot of lighting in that movie, dude. It didn't seem to be. But it looked good.
I think there's probably a ton of light. But yeah, no, he's an absence. I mean, I'm not a DP in general, but I'm just
What's
saying.
a DP?
Director of photography.
Okay.
Like the guy that controls all like how the lighting looks and all that stuff. Like I can't say I know how to do that well.
Mm-hmm. That was Dan on the last
Dan
shoot.
on that. Martinez.
Dan, he was a good dude. I liked him.
Yeah, Dan's cool.
I liked him.
Good boy.
But that was cool just because you know you're in the presence of a master, or like, you know, he's a master craftsman. Even though he's shooting a commercial and he's probably not giving it what he's normally giving it, just seeing his like ability to do something like that was just cool.
Yeah, but just seeing him with the fucking camera over his shoulder,
like,
dude.
it was like, whoa, that stuck to me. And he nailed this one shot from the second floor where the guy was just helping out. It was about like, people being over 100, and the guy, it was in this guy's house over 100, right? And then we see him in the backyard, and he's doing work. Like, he's, like, moving something and out in the shot or whatever it was doing. And Wally got that shot of him from through the window, the bedroom and upstairs. And it was just like,
wow.
I've never seen it. Like, it was so cool to see him, like, just nail that shot. I don't even know if it made the cut. I just know it was like,
Yeah.
it was like that's a personal collection piece.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
It's on his reel, dude.
I mean, what
It's probably
made
on
you...
his reel. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I doubt it. I mean, he's got Batman. He's definitely not putting that on his reel.
dude.
I had a glimmer of hope. I might see that clip again. No, that's not making his.
Are you still making director's reels after you've made entire movies that had critical acclaim and stuff like that?
I think I might have an ego. I'd be like, yo,
I'd be like, fuck
yo,
you, dude.
somebody
Watch
cut
Batman.
Somebody cut up my
just
shit.
send
to
him an
some music.
IMDb.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've done some cool shit. I want that shot and this in it, and then get somebody to edit it. Why not? Like I would want
That's
to see my
true.
work.
Did you edit that director's reel personally?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I would never. Yeah, I don't think I would let anybody edit my reel unless there's some stuff that I can't do, which would be lying.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Damn, that was good editing.
Yeah, dude. That looks sick. That was great.
So,
Because even the 2015 one's dope as well. And then you have the little quick one that you have as
quick
like
one
the
we did
background
for
of the website.
Oh, the website one. I stole most of that from the website one.
Mhm. That was
But yeah,
good.
I apologize if you covered this already, but why did you decide... Well, how long were you in New York in the first place? How many years were you up
6
there?
years.
6 years? And why did you decide to come back?
just didn't like where my career was going. There's a longer story, but it was like just didn't like my career was going. So I had to make a choice. Either I basically had a tough situation at one employer, and I either needed to. I didn't want to move down in life again. I didn't want to go back to PAing. I didn't want to like. I know I could do that work, but I was shooting, I was editing, I was directing. Like that's what I was getting paid to do. So I was like, I either got to make a lateral movement where I like the adjustment, like I could go be a cameraman or go be an editor at staff position, like something that I respected. You know what I'm saying? Or I could go to LA and make that jump now because my wife's from California. That's not an issue. You know what I'm saying? Or I could go back home and create something that I've always wanted, which is a unique voice for Baltimore and where I grew up. I didn't think there was options to work here when I grew up.
Well, yeah.
But I would like to think that there is now.
Yeah, I would agree.
So I'd like to be part of that and also tell Baltimore stories because I want to make movies. I want to star and make movies.
Yeah. Well, then
even
also
if it's a little star part.
your first like I guess it's like a short but master plan.
Yeah.
That's like your first official. Well, not like
Yeah,
had
that's
the
like
horror
a-
movie.
yeah,
and then
yeah.
but you're like
Like-
almost your.
I
don't
agree
know.
with that. Yeah. Like film version, like me trying my best to do something.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that was what 2015.
15. Yeah, it's been a while.
Dude, it still looks fucking crazy on that reel. It looks. Dope.
Yeah, I put my first one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the reel was just to show my temperaments and how I would like to do different styles and can, or hopefully think I can.
So how do you think that, like specifically, how do you think that like doing what you're doing right now with ATB Productions leads to? I mean, I guess do you get as a production company do you get commissioned to do a movie for? I don't even know how that works.
No, I have no idea how to make a movie, guys. And if anybody knows, I need a producer. I don't know how to make a movie. I know how to physically make a movie, and like I know how to do big productions for people that pay me how to do it, or I have the budget that I can spend. I can do that on a movie level hypothetically, but that's a lot of money.
But the ultimate goal is you said you want to make your own movies.
Agreed.
So you're still looking for a way. I mean, I guess the ultimate, the next step, I would assume, is to get to a place where you're making someone's movie. Would that not help?
It could. Yeah, I definitely think it could. I would say that I don't know 100% how to make. I know how to make my movie, and I'd rather just make my movie. But I know
Okay, that's
like,
what I was wondering.
I know that's like
I didn't know what you
But-
meant by not knowing how to make a movie. I assumed because where I was going in that like train of thought was like, if you're trying to make a movie, wouldn't it help to
Make
start
somebody
learning
else's.
how to make a movie?
Yeah, and I think I'm competent in the movie making process
Okay.
at this point.
Because I don't. I mean, there's. I mean, I was just amazed off that shoot that I saw, but there's so much that goes into it that, like, I guess with a movie, maybe. With a commercial, you're filming what for 30 seconds of footage, and I saw how long that took.
That was
Just
90 seconds, but yeah.
Oh, for 90 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a long commercial, dude.
It's not. It's a web video. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's a
I
different
get it.
kind
I
of
get it.
deal.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
But
completely.
still, like that was just 90 seconds,
That was
and then a
nice.
movie's
Yeah.
like.
But there's no
120
dialogue.
minutes or
A
whatever.
scene. Me and you could put a camera down, two things, and I could talk to you for 10 minutes, and that's a scene. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
yeah.
Depending on how you want to go about it.
But I
guess.
currently have the look and style that I want. I do need a producer. I still because my wife is doing production now. She's not necessarily a producer, but she's doing the production coordination. But she's pregnant, so there's no
So
we're eventually trying to fill that role as well.
So the producer is, I assume, plays the same role as a producer in music, which is the guy who. Well, that's weird. Okay, so the producer in music, when you think of it like produced by, like it's typically like the guy who's in the studio while the mixing engineer is like making sure everything's sounding right. The producer's the one that's kind of like, he's primarily in control of like the arranging of the songs, which instruments do what, and just kind of creating the overall feel of
Sure.
the song. That's a producer.
That's
But
your Timberland's, your DJ Khaled's.
Mhm. Yes, exactly. And they're but like a producer for a film or anything, like a commercial, or I don't know if they have producers, but
They do a lot of things. They do everything from on-set. There's an on-set producer. There's an executive producer. There's a line producer. But
how much do
there's-
they have to do with the actual like
Creative
feel
of
of the
it?
film? The creative, exactly.
and I think that depends on the producer job itself. Like I don't know this for fact, but I heard that Michael Douglas, when he was producing in the beginning, was like a creative producer where he was involved in, I'm pretty sure if you're connected to the money and the client, they'll probably have a role in saying what what happened.
It's such a,
But and then it's a low, imagine a micro budget. I don't know how that role works, and I imagine it would be, worked out prior to.
That's wild. I'm like in the dark on how one even gets involved in that, the production, like the producer process. The director makes sense. The director was the one that I always assumed was like, that's the guy who's packaging the film, which is what you meant you would like to do, is direct and be a part of.
Well, my current process is I want to. I don't mind giving up. I obviously want to direct the thing, the movie, but I want to see if I can flip on the other side and start playing a little bit.
Oh.
Because that's like
So
where
yeah, you just did your first kind of role in a. Is that a short that he was doing, Mike Finazzo, or is that
I
a
think
feature?
it's a feature. Yeah.
Okay.
Mike Finazzo's doing a feature. I think I don't forget the name of it, but he's doing. I play a guy who gets. Well, I'm not even going to spoil anything.
Oh yeah, I guess don't spoil it,
Yeah.
but that's I don't know. You went out to a hotel out somewhere, and
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I can spoil that.
okay, yeah, I guess we won't.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
All right,
It's all
sorry,
good,
Mike.
dude.
I tried to ruin your movie.
I mean, that's not my place, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I
do
mean,
you do-
especially as a filmmaker, I don't know. As an actor,
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, guys, guess what the fuck I was doing?
I guess what I'm
I'll
asking.
just do a professional courtesy on that
Do you
one. I
do-
don't know if I thought.
Do you write as well? Do you
I
like?
used to write a lot more. I do write. I write for obviously. I write a lot of scripts for my work currently, but and personal stuff. I have scripts written. I have it written. I just want to I have this
yeah, we
one
shot
that I love.
one of your scripts, right? That step one.
Yeah, the step one was
video.
written. Yeah, I wrote that when I was like 18. I just wanted to get back into shooting. But I just wrote a screenplay called Along the Way that I know what I want it to be about. I wanted to star in it, but I'm too old, so I got to figure out where I want to play. I'm ready to make it, but I got to do all that. I was supposed to do it this year.
So this
and
movie-
I failed on myself and everybody else.
I'm just trying to get an idea of what this movie eventually is going to look like. So,
Well, I have the camera that I like. I like it the way my camera currently shoots. I think visually, the Blackmagic Ursa Mini is how
but is
I
it going to
actually
be
want
written
it.
by you?
Written by Wayne. What do you mean?
Is it going to be? Is it going to be your? Are you going to write the movie, or are you just going to direct and be in it?
I don't mind writing it. Yeah, I want to write it. But
That's what I'm trying to
my
ask.
idols were I like Woody Allen. I like Kevin Smith. I like filmmaker. I like Quentin Tarantino, obviously. And then director side, because Woody wrote his own jokes, starred in it, and did it. Like Kevin Smith figured out a way to make awesome movies, however he wants to make his.
Talking about
movies.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, and be in
Oh,
him
yeah.
enough. I like that part. And then and then style of movie. I like Judd Apatow's naturalistic style, shooting where the colors are creamy and shit.
Yeah, and it just looks real.
Yeah,
it just looks like it's
real.
you're
Yeah.
just watching something.
Hanging out.
I'm really trying to I don't know. It's I don't feel like I have quite the appreciation for. I wish I understood more. I guess researching it, I've kind of understood more and more. Just being able to appreciate the art of editing and filming and getting those colors and stuff like that.
I think you should stick to the acting, Jimmy. I think that's what I mean, look at you.
Acting's good too.
Yeah.
Acting's cool, but I mean,
When my mom found out that you helped out doing the acting, she was like, "I always pictured Jimmy as doing the acting, like Jimmy and Scott. Scott did it, but I never knew why Jimmy didn't."
Yeah.
but it's just that. I guess that's the whole thing. There's so much that I'm so fascinated with the process in general that I don't like being just It goes the same thing with music. I don't like just being the guy who
You
can
like to know how
play
it
and sing.
all works. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I want to understand how the audio. I want to be. It's kind of like that jack of all trades mentality, master of none. You could say, if that's applicable.
Excellent Netflix just finished season 2. Brilliant.
What?
Master of none.
Oh, I've never seen that show. But I don't know, dude.
No,
the process
I totally
is,
feel you.
The process is dope.
I'm sure you were were you too as a kid just fiddling around with stuff,
Yeah,
just taking apart
100%.
stuff, and
I never put anything. I'm not as mechanical, but I definitely just continue to process everything and always. I like stuff.
The more you understand all the process, the more you're able to I don't know, if you're an actor, you can only have enough influence over the movie as your part goes, but you can't really if you're not involved in any of the other process, you can't really affect how they film it, you can't really affect the lighting, you can't really affect all these other things. All you can really have control over is your part. But if
And
you're
some people would say that's the most important part.
which is
And I would
definitely
say it's,
yeah.
if not the most important part, equally important.
Well, sure. I mean, at the end of the day,
Believability. I mean,
it's just-
obviously, style can win over substance sometimes, but substance always over.
if you're recording
Push that.
recording music, the first thing they tell you is you have to like if you're recording a guitar, it has to sound good coming out of the amp. People make this mistake when they first start recording music, that they think if they learn enough of like the technique of like how to like, you know, mix and stuff like that, that they can make a shitty recording sound good. And you can make a shitty recording sound listenable, but at the end of the day, if the stuff coming out of the speaker isn't good, then the stuff in the mic's not ever going to sound good. So I feel like obviously the acting and the performance aspect of it is super important, but then you have all
soap
the
operas.
I watched soap operas on the Spanish channel a lot when I was in like middle school.
Better titties.
Better titties. I did.
Muy bueno.
Muy bueno.
Picked up a little Spanish.
Yeah, no, I did it to learn Spanish, but it was like, it was. I would say, yeah, they were definitely hotter. They were definitely hotter on the Spanish channel. Like it was almost like borderline like, wow, are these girls allowed on TV?
Are they allowed on TV?
They were too hot, dude.
It was too hot.
The
They
Spanish
do that over there. The weather's too hot for me. Like,
Oh my
you can't
God.
watch anything on Spanish.
Oh my god, dude!
You can't. It's impossible.
I can't even focus on the weather.
Fox
dude.
News is getting closer. They're trying to beat down that. They're like, we can make it to the, you know.
Dude,
they
Fox
keep that one
News-
reporter out of the room, but they're
Yeah,
getting, you know.
Roger Dale's died, so they can bring back the hot chicks again.
But yeah.
Yeah, man. And so that was your kind of most memorable thing.
Yep.
But I don't know if I'm able to bring this up or not. But you used to work at Def Jam too, right?
I did promos for them, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Did promos, like, you know, like, it's always freelance work for, you know, what this was like always freelance work, but they're definitely my client, and
I think
yeah,
there's one more.
did promos, you know, internet stuff, web-based stuff for
Okay.
some cool people. The Dream, Rihanna, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
but
you
mainly
did
BTS.
You
and,
did like the Future documentary.
oh,
too,
then I
though,
did,
right?
yeah, the Future documentary was pretty dope, but that was for Sony, Epic
Okay.
Records.
But that played on like MTV and shit, didn't it?
Yeah, then they broke it up into segments, but yeah, it was like Future making his album Honest. With like got to see like him. I got to see him like work with Pharrell and work with DJ Khaled and like see their different processes. Like each one of the producers have a different how they do it. Like DJ Khaled's like, you're amazing. I like the way your energy's feeling great right now. And like, you know, like I feel it. Like you're you know, he's like all about that.
Just the hype man.
Just the hype man, and he you know, kills it. You know, and they'd be working long hours, and then Pharrell's in his like, you know, LA studio that's like you go through like a garden, and then it's like all wooden, you know, and then you're hanging out with Pharrell for a bit. And they made a song that has not been released. I don't know where it happened. Maybe it has probably been, but it was awesome. So I want to actually see if that's. I want to type that song in.
Wow, dude, that had to be an amazing fucking experience to just be in the room with
But
these.
I was editing. I was an editor on that. So like the cameraman's in there. I'm watching all the cameraman's footage. They shoot all. You know, you watch all the footage. So if the guy's in there for 5 hours, you're watching
5 hours of footage.
Yeah, 5 hours of footage, whatever that is. So I was technically not in the room, no. But
I don't know, but that's like a thing with editing too.
It's-
Like
yeah,
if
you
you
feel
just
like you know
if you
'em.
look at someone's face long enough, you're just like, don't we?
yeah,
how do I know?
How do
you?
I know you? Like I feel like we've had a lifetime relationship, and you don't even know who I am. Oh, that's where it was.
I mean, you probably spend more time looking at their face than most people, dude. I mean, when you're editing a film like that, Jesus,
yeah, anything,
Mhm, for sure.
especially when you go over it. Yeah.
that's wild. How do you? I mean, was that like
They become like celebrities, though. Isn't it like a weird feeling? Because they're not celebrities at all. They're
Yeah.
just somebody that you've seen and you don't know who they are, and you're like, who is that? You're like, oh, it's just that one scientist from that one documentary. Like, I don't know. How you doing?
Some documentary I
no
watched.
no offense.
Get your
but
autograph?
I thought you were like,
Here's some dude. But DJ Khaled and Pharrell are definitely celebrities.
Yeah.
Like, holy
oh yeah, and
shit.
Timberland, and yeah, I got to watch Kanye for a while.
How did you
fucking
get?
sick.
How did you? I mean, I guess I don't know how much you're allowed to like delve into, but how did you come across that?
That was my buddy introduced me to a guy that introduced me to it was a buddy through a buddy through a buddy. And that guy, one of those guys, the first guy that introduced me doesn't like me and won't talk to me.
What?
And I feel
Oh,
bad.
no.
I felt bad. I don't know I did him wrong, but I don't understand it. So I try my best. I apologize. I don't get it, but it sucks. Because he definitely got me into the people that I was working for.
Oh,
So yeah, bad blood.
it's like one of those Louis episodes, dude. What was the episode where he was talking about how he wronged somebody? Do you feel like you're wrong though?
No,
No?
I think everything could have been worked out fine. Let's aggressively move on this target. Like I looked at it as a business sense. We were in business together, and there were some things that happened that like there was a camera that we bought together and that got taken other places, and like money situations. When the money's low and you're doing a lot of work, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? So
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
Yeah, especially in New York. I'm sure the rent was fucking insane.
I never had a problem.
No?
Really, I worked decent amount enough, and then Adriana had we had to come up with we did $1,200 a month
Okay.
That's not
in
bad.
Brooklyn, and then when we moved in, like we had a dope ass apartment when we moved the second time into like Williamsburg, like off the L, and Montrose off the L, and then but we just shared it with more people, so we just brought more people in and kept the rent the same.
Jeez,
It's
that's
not
not bad at all. I was thinking,
When I moved back to Baltimore, my costs for living were higher.
Really?
I actually, I took a job fairly low rate and was like, I could do it because I'm living in Baltimore. It'll be cheaper. And then it was more money, and I was like, I'm losing money. I have to make more money. Either
But I
you
guess
have
you didn't
to pay
have
me.
roommates though at that time, right?
It was
Or-
no, the rent stayed the same.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
how long has ATB been going?
Probably 3.5 years maybe now. But I had it in New York. I always ran my like Def Jam and my music videos off ATB. I try to keep it as legal as possible, and we, it's still registered in New York as the company.
Wow.
But we've been trying to get that down. The lawyer's working on trying to get us. I want to be Maryland based. I don't want to be New York based.
Yeah.
Oh, so technically by law you're still registered in New York versus Maryland.
I'm not getting into the legalities of it because I don't understand it. But yeah, I mean, as long as we're legal to operate in Maryland, but because I started my business in New York, I didn't think it would be a process to transfer where I move it to. If I
wouldn't
moved.
think so
Yeah,
either.
you thought you were the business.
I'm the business. Like, I do, guys. Like,
Do whatever I want, right?
I thought I was updating my UPS address like USPS. Like it
Yeah.
takes 60 seconds online. But no, there's some rules and stuff, and I don't read rules and stuff very well.
So when you came back down here, was the first place you worked 15-4?
Yeah, I
or
worked
was
there
that-
as an
okay.
editor to start out with.
Yeah.
And then worked there for a little bit, and then became the creative director, and it was awesome.
When were you like? Because now you got an office and stuff like that. When were you first like? Because I guess you always had like the business register, but I guess I'm assuming it was like you
Yeah.
who was ATB. Yeah, and then at a certain point, like it's like a real company now. Like once you have an office,
you,
that's
thank
legit.
you.
That's
I got
legit.
It's a real company
That's
now.
I meant that. I meant that in the highest
But I mean-
compliment
but
possible.
yeah, your office used to be
No, you know how many
in the
times we-
back of your basement.
Yeah,
Like
in the
you had
basement,
to
yeah.
take a step up in the back, like in a tiny
in
little.
a little dungeon. I called it
Yeah.
the dungeon.
Yeah, man.
And I had an employee down there for a while. I had
Yeah,
Colin
you had
down there.
Colin down there, dude.
We're like it's like if the wall was here, that's my office.
You
Yeah.
got,
And
you
I
got
loved
Colin
it.
Baker down
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I did not know he worked
I think
for
Colin.
you.
I don't know if he's doing. I don't know what he's doing out there, but I think he could get an editing job. Like Colin had enough talent to get an editing job if he wants. I don't know if he wants to do that, but I'm just saying
He's
he
gonna
could
be
like just
back
to
in
save some
town
money.
for a little bit. You should knock
Yeah.
him in the head.
He was in
Vitamin D.
town. I thought he just recently made a post that he was somewhere at Artscape or something like that.
No, Artscape, like, I don't even know. I'm not gonna get into it because I feel like I want to get booked next year. But
So
there's
strictly
something
no dirt
screwy
podcast,
where
dude.
like
I saw that
they
Colin was on
just
the flyer.
rebooked like 14 of the same people from last year, and they just didn't tell anyone really.
Oh, gotcha.
And then like so
Cool.
I don't know. But yeah, he's gonna be in town like April 8th to the 16th or something.
Nice. I hope
So
I get
think
to
they're
see
on
him.
Shit Show when Nick Oldershaw is headlining.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I think he's gonna be at that party for the Trumps at
Trump
the
Beatles.
mansion. Yeah,
Nice. Just saw
that'll be
that.
cool. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Is
I haven't
your,
checked the date yet. When
it's
is it?
like April or August 12th, I think, or 13th. It's a Saturday.
That should be fine.
Mm. Is your family in then or no?
No, September.
Okay.
September to October.
And they're
Yeah.
staying out here for a bit.
They're going to live with. Yeah, they're going to be staying in our place.
Yeah, because you got a baby on the way.
Yeah, we got a baby coming, and coming in October. They're coming in September.
Okay.
That's crazy, dude.
That's gonna be fun.
Having a baby is, I'm imagining, wild.
Yeah.
It's big time, dude.
I think it's. I mean, obviously, I'm not a father, so I have no idea what that feels like. But apparently, that's the greatest feeling in the world, and I can trust that it is.
I believe it.
because there's moments like right now that you get all like crazy feeling. You're like, ooh,
Mhm.
this is super cool. So I'm scared to death though. Like I want the baby to come out and be happy and smiling. Like I'm a fearful person, and that will be
I'll be worried about the same way.
that'll be on my mind for a long time.
Yeah,
But I think in a good way. I think we're doing good. We're doing good. So
I think you got yeah. I would always be worried about that. I was like, I would only want to have 2 kids because I don't want to keep on rolling the dice on that, dude. You know, 2 kids is enough. You get him a fucking brother, you get him a sister, you're good to go.
you're good to go. What if you shoot? What if you go boom girl, boom girl, boom girl?
You know,
Girl.
it's
That's
weird.
what my brother did.
It's
you
weird.
guys don't know what it is yet, right?
No, we have no idea.
Ooh.
Are you guys
Big
gonna? Are you guys gonna?
surprise.
Because I feel like, is that still a thing where you just wait until it's born to find out, or
That's what I'm doing. But people hate it. I've never got so much weird hate for something so stupid. Like I want to not. I want to be
Because like the
miracle
doctors
of-
and everyone know.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Yeah, and everything's healthy, but it's just you guys just opted out.
Opted out of knowing,
Yeah.
and it's going to be cool. And I think it's an experience. And the
you got to?
The thing
That's
is,
the way
like
it's
I was,
supposed to be, dude.
Dude,
I've
it's like
never really
Schrodinger's
rooted-
cat, dude.
Yeah, it's cool. And there's a pretty big like it's a pretty cool stakes. Like if I don't have a boy, my last name is done pretty much. It never goes on anymore or whatever. Like there's not another Malinski boy coming that we know of in the future, right?
So there's a lot of
Yeah,
money rolling on this.
And then so like that you're always like and my brother has 5 nieces, like right. And my sister has 2 nieces.
Oh
I mean
my
2 girls. My
Gosh,
brother has 5
really?
girls,
You
5
guys got
daughters.
no Malinskis?
7 nieces. I have 7 nieces.
Oh
so
my god.
So yeah, but I like the name we picked for the girl a lot, and it's been seeping in my brain. And I'm a believer in like you can like keep your thoughts right, keep your mind good.
But you're not
know.
feeling. You're not feeling.
So now
the
I'm like
dude
I'll be
name as
excited
much?
so much no matter what because it's gonna be so cool. And for the boy, we're gonna look at it, and if it looks more like me, we're gonna go with like a more whiter name. If it looks more like her, we're gonna go with more of a Mexican name. And they're both kind of like they're kind of even.
Yeah.
And I might have to change the other one in the names, but we'll see.
Have you revealed the names yet?
No, we can't.
Nah,
No, okay.
don't.
There's no.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a yeah.
Don't
there's
even
no
put
way.
it out there. Yeah.
I've seen Seinfeld, like what I'm saying.
Jeez,
Yeah,
dude.
Ocho or whatever.
7. There was
7,
7.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like waiting for it. I feel like waiting for the kid to be born is definitely the fucking way to go. Dude.
Yeah, and
'Cause
here's-
that's the way kids were born up until like
Yeah.
50 years ago or something like
Exactly.
that.
You didn't
Like,
even know. Like my mom, I talked to my mom today. She said she didn't have a sonogram. I'm like, oh, I thought sonogram's been around forever.
No, dude.
She's like, yeah, they were.
She just didn't have one. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can see that too. Like, yeah, we opted out of that.
Nah, dude. That's definitely the way.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would keep on. I feel like.
One of the guys that I really respect in life, Steve Smallman, the head of 15-4, I told we talked about me having a son and stuff, and he said he didn't know his first one, but he did the second one he did. So I get it. It's like it might be the your only time you're going to do it is
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Or
Are you
like,
gonna
and then
Maybe
you're
the
like,
next one you're gonna be like,
yeah,
ooh.
we're like,
Are you gonna
just now?
keep on pushing for the son though?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm splitting down the middle. I'm keeping my thoughts open and let.
No. I mean like if you have a daughter,
Uh-huh.
are you gonna keep on pushing until you get a
Pushing
son?
for a son. I'm gonna let that go by decision based upon health, my wife's feeling upon it, and then how.
Gotta hype her
yeah,
up,
that's
dude.
the first 2.
Gotta get her stoked.
1 and 2. I mean, in my mind, we go 1-2. Try to go 1-2, and then adopt third.
Oh, that's very cute.
And then you can name whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you can
or
pick
then
whatever
you
you
pick.
want.
Yeah, you can pick boy or
You
girl.
can pick.
Yeah.
You can
I
get
never
a
even
son.
thought about that.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's your move. If you get 2
you get
daughters,
2
you adopt a
daughters,
boy.
Then you can pick
Yeah.
adopted
Make him
one.
a
That is
Malinski.
solid.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm accepting that. I like that move.
Yes, bro. No more stress,
If
dude.
I
You're good to
go
go.
2, that is a good thing. And then he would
No
be.
more.
Yeah, yeah.
Good to go.
That would be ill.
His dad's gonna be pissed, but fuck it, right?
Yeah, no, I like
Dude, his
that.
dad's gonna be pissed.
I like that, dude. That's solid. That's a good move.
Yeah, dude, I might
But
do
I
it
mean,
myself.
obviously, second one would be health. I mean, we would make sure that it's
Yeah.
appropriate and all that jazz. Life becomes so much real. I feel like I don't like when you guys say you have a real business. I don't feel like a business owner. I kick myself. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, I just wanted to make videos. Like, I'll figure out that I've always been a decent salesman and that kind of thing. But like, it's crazy that what's happening because I also want to use money smartly and I want to pay people that I believe in and trust. And then I also want to help as much as we can. If I can keep growing and I can help build Baltimore back up, like I think that's gonna be cool.
Dude, that's the way to do it.
Especially with people's mind. Like I want to make a nonprofit where the halfway houses make videos, and I had the opportunity. I just think that's a great way to
Yeah.
employ because it's a hard job. It's a hard job, production. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it's
for
also
sure.
like there's a lot of common sense kind of people in those street smart situations.
For sure.
Like if you have, I just need somebody that's smart, like street smart. It makes a lot of sense in production because it's like instant thinking to actively create.
Or you mean
solve a
the
solution.
halfway houses make videos like just like work as production crew for any video, or like they make videos like a blog type thing about?
I think they should start there
Okay.
and get the emotional
but just to
connection
get
out.
like the work, just to have them do the work, so they have the experience.
As a secondary aspect of it, because there's a Made in New York program that when I went to New York, I couldn't get a job in the beginning. Even though I was knew somebody, I wasn't like rocketing in the beginning.
Yeah.
And so I applied for the Made in New York program, which was like a helper program for you do work. They get you on sets. You work for free for a while, or like $8 or whatever it is, and then you learn lessons. If you can do the job, they're gonna hire you, and yada yada. But they said I was overly qualified.
Overly. That's a good compliment, though.
I'm like, you're overly qualified. I'm like, I don't have a job.
Yeah, I can't.
I've
get
never
one.
worked in this
I would literally
stuff.
do
How am I-
anything.
I like this is what I wanted. I'm overly qualified
this
for what
was
I want
how I
to
did
do.
it.
Yeah. You told me like if
Overly-
I don't have a job, I don't have
Imagine
that.
getting rejected from a
I
date
wanna do
for that.
I would work for that. You're overly qualified. All right, thank you.
Jeez, dude. What a way to go out.
So then when it happens, I went and got an internship at a development company that was making a documentary with the guy that starred in Get Him to what's
Get him the Greek?
No,
Russell
No,
Brand.
I'm going to
or-
mess this up.
no.
People are going to hate me. But the Guantanamo
Trying to-
Bay with the guy with
Harold Kumar.
yes, the Asian guy from Harold Kumar.
Ooh.
What
What was his name? Chan something? Something Chan?
But then I got offered a job, and so I was like, I came into that first day, and I was like, look, I've been offered a PA job. It's only 2 days on set. They're like, and it's paid, and it was like a real rate. And I was like, what do you think I should do? I want to like to work in this industry. I would like to intern. He was like, if you can get a paid job, take the paid job. And I was like, thank you, sir. I'm going to go, and then I wouldn't work.
also,
I thought that would have been
overly
a cool
qualified.
opportunity to
We
see
can't have you
how
on
a
anyway.
documentary would have been made at that early age. I
Yeah.
look back on it, I'm like, I don't know if that was. I don't know. I think going on set was the right choice, obviously.
Yeah, but also
I'd
a
say
lot
so.
of your style now is doc too, right?
Yeah, I gotta definitely have a lot of doc style in there. I like it because it's editing and truth. I like both of those.
That is cool because that's like I guess it's
Probably
probably
I
even-
make a propaganda video against Jimmy.
yeah. Then I wouldn't be a big fan, dude.
documentary.
I'd have to start a campaign against ATV, dude.
I could run that clip you said earlier about the women, like the waitress. The waitress is supposed to be the hottest one.
If you're a
The host.
hostess and you're not hot, what are you doing?
What are you even doing here?
Jimmy Selesky thinks about this. Jimmy
The words like pop up in smoke as the commercial goes. You're not even hot.
Damn, dude, you can really run me into the ground with
no
that
politics for you,
one. I'd be done, dude. I'd be done.
Dude, I'd bankroll that.
Yeah, exactly. Paid for by Eric Glazer.
The true co-host.
Or a snapshot to a TMZ. Have you seen Eric lately? Caught him outside the studio. What's the beef with you and Jimmy?
We caught Eric hanging at the studio without Jimmy. Let's take a look.
Dude, you know who,
here early.
you know who I met on the shoot that wound up being a really dope guy was a photographer, Alex.
Yeah, you and Alex clicked though.
Dude, it was.
I want to hear the story of how you can't take a picture
Yeah.
and make it photo size.
What happened at Office Depot, dude?
Oh my Office
dude.
Depot
I don't
story.
fucking know anything about that, dude. I think it's that. Huh?
You weren't on that run? You didn't help him out?
No, I was on the run, but he was explaining to me like he was trying to tell me. I had no clue what he was talking about, dude.
I know you did. No, you couldn't be of service of like, hey, we got to shrink these pictures down and try to make them look like photos.
My idea was, I guess.
So you did have an involvement.
his
So let's hear the master plan.
Okay, so we drive up. Oh snap! It's Miss Mon. What's up?
Nice.
Who's that guy?
Probably a haircut.
Oh, okay. We wave high. Nice, solid wave, dude.
Yeah, I even got in there too.
Hell yeah, secured our
But,
status for the next year.
What were you saying?
I was saying we drove up here, and we actually drove past the studio, and I was like, "Yo, that's our studio, by the way." Blah blah blah. And he was like, "Oh, nice.
Nice. That's a nice studio. It looks like a garage.
You guys got garage in that studio?" Actually, quite the opposite. We have a.
We have a deer.
So I take him up, and we go to office. We actually went to his house first because he thought he was going to print it out there, and they were out of magenta ink.
Ooh,
which that's the worst one.
67B.
And so I was like, oh fuck. So we went to Office Depot, and his boss had sent him these files that like, dude, I don't know how any of this shit works. So like, all I can tell you is like, for whatever reason, they were showing up on the Office Depot screen as like, file not supported.
Yeah, I feel you.
And
I'll tell you the situation. Jimmy and the photographer had to shrink down JPEGs that came in really large into a photo, a 6x8 or 5x7,
Yeah,
4x6.
Just like a regular
fake a
photo
photo.
size, yeah.
And they came back with like a printed like, calendar poster board size.
dude, my idea. See, I was trying to think of an idea because I had no clue what was going on. Again, I really do feel like if I had any clue what the end game was, I could be a little bit more helpful. But like that whole time, I was just like, all I know is the step directly in front of me, and I have no idea what we're trying to
The
achieve.
problem
in
with
the long run.
too much information sometimes is that you ask
I could
questions
become
upon
corrupted.
Yeah, you become corruptive, and you also could become distractive to other people on set, not only yourself.
True.
Because if there's more than one direction, then you're going different directions at one point.
True.
So there's
true,
some people that are creative, and then people that just need to be going forward, and there's always creativeness in your role.
Oh yeah, dude. And I definitely could see myself being one of the guys who's spouting out ideas.
You know what
People are
Adriana
like,
said though?
What's up?
Jimmy's our sound guy, and we don't have to worry about it.
Ooh.
Because you can do that, and if you just make us laugh, that's great. That added
Yeah,
bonus, and all you
exactly.
had to do is worry about sound. It's not even carrying lifting. But I also want to do some. You need to do
Some
some
carrying
lifting.
lifting,
Yeah,
yeah.
please.
Oh, I can
My
do
back got
lifting.
thrown out
Dude,
again
that's-
yesterday.
Dude, I was honestly.
Locked up again.
Where were you up to yesterday?
I shot with Mark yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
Okay. Were you just doing pickup for that, or what were you doing?
Yeah, it's just 1-2 scenes.
Okay.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I like shooting, man. I'm just a nut. I like shooting all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, you have no fucking idea how stoked that just made me. I was watching that guy with the boom rolling around, and I was like, I could definitely do that, dude. I could definitely do that. I was
You
just
gotta listen to some of Jimmy's music too.
I believe so. I'm in. I'm not a fan yet, but I'm easily converted.
hopefully, dude, you very easily converted. It's gonna take a lot of convincing.
But no,
But,
I think that makes sense. Our sound department. I mean, I don't have a full-time sound guy or nothing like that, and I'm actually bad at sound. So
That one guy you had looked like he was good at sound. Like he had the
he's
whole image.
a local
going.
filmmaker. We use Zach Trees most of the time. I mean,
Yeah, he's dope.
when people I wanted, like if I'm trusting it, I like
He was
Zach.
wearing the sound guy outfit, dude. That's how I imagine sound guys. Like the small shirt with like the shorts. I don't know how to describe it. These are just like weird
He looked
images.
like a sound guy.
I agree.
He looked like a sound guy.
He
You did?
definitely fit the role. Of
He
sound
just
guy
he was
that
just, he just had the thing going. I don't know. I
I didn't know what the style was, but I liked it. I
Yeah,
kind of got
that's
it. I'm
kinda
like,
what it
it's
is,
Like West
yeah.
Coast, but like
It was-
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
I'll dig it.
sound guy.
A
You know,
little
it's like
Travis Marshally.
Yeah, a little bit Travis Marshall.
yeah.
I agree with that.
just
I met him at
because that's exactly what Jared
obviously
Brazil
there's a
looks
small
like.
community of filmmakers here, but I met him at Baltimore Beat Club one night. He was shooting. I think he does the
Oh,
promos
nice.
for them,
Oh, cool.
and then he's done some music videos and stuff. So
Yeah. No, he's a dope dude.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
cool.
he was great on set.
Two Tony Productions, I believe.
No way. Get the fuck out of here. What?
I think so.
Are
That's
you
his
serious?
dad's,
Dude, my dad's painting company was Two Tones Painting.
Well, you got a lawsuit coming, buddy.
Yo.
Daniel, get on that lawsuit.
He's got a fucking lawsuit coming, dude. My dad's been doing that shit since like the fucking 80s, dude.
Daniel, you got a lawsuit coming, buddy. I'm sorry. I blew
Yo,
it up.
Can you hear that in
I
your
was
fucking
trying to give you
audio,
some-
bitch?
I was trying to give you some
Fucking
love.
Two Tony? Get the fuck out of here,
I was
boy.
trying to give you some love.
Better get rid of a Tony. Or add one.
Next, we'll see Jimmy as a fake lawyer commercial.
Yeah, 3 Tony.
Yes.
3 Tony lawyer.
Call 333 Tony.
Jimmy, his brother, and his dad.
We're coming after
that
you.
don't fit.
Wait, one of you guys
How
is
do we
named
all
Tony.
get back to back? I don't get it. There's too many of us.
I was saying the other day, there's Cordell and Cordell. Like, why didn't his name it Cordell?
Cordell
Dude,
Square,
because
dude.
Cordell and Cordell.
Dude,
same
everyone
name.
knows that's how a law firm works. Like, if you have like two brothers,
Yeah,
So you
Science,
think that's
Kirk,
brothers,
and
or is that?
Miles, dude.
If
yeah,
he-
but that's three different
if
people.
he opened a law firm with his brother Alex, it would be Glazer and Glazer Consulting.
True.
Glazer and
you
Glazer.
would
I
let
don't know
that.
about consulting, but
Well, not
probably
consulting.
Glazer.
You would do
Glazer
Daffy
and
Double
Glazer.
Glazer.
I mean,
It sounds dope.
I don't
It
know.
does sound
For
pretty
a-
good.
Sounds
for
better
a
than
law
Glazer.
firm, you can't have like 2 G's lawyers at
no.
large.
Definitely gotta use the last
Across
name,
the
but-
bridge, legal. Like, I don't know if I would
No,
buy
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
definitely.
that kind of works. I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I'd only take you in Eastern Shore cases.
Yeah, that's where our specialty is, buddy. Coming over here. Like the chicken neckers. Judge, he's a chicken necker.
Objection!
The
chicken
necker
necking.
defense always.
Chicken necking on the defense.
He didn't know any better. I promise I'll let him know about that you can't pick up the geese out of the water. It's not water chickens.
Dude, our judge was this big fat guy, so like it fits down there, man. You go to an old courthouse in Centerville, it's like an old building, and they're like every case is like, does anybody know this guy? And like half the people are like, yeah, I'm in congregation. Like
All of the people who are waiting for their trial are the jury for the current one.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
We
go
the
way back.
plaintiff or the defendant?
We just committed that crime a
All
week ago. Classic Eastern Shore, dude. Damn.
I bet. I honestly did not have a good time as a jetty. I think that's on you. And then
Hey, I had a good time at the jetty. Some guy was being a fucking dick, though. He kept on telling. All right.
I don't know. I don't know if you're Ken Allen material. I think you might be too hyped for over there. We're a little more laid back than
See,
that,
I can
buddy.
be. That's the thing.
He can
though.
be country though.
I can be country.
He used to be in a cover band called Denim and Lace.
Yeah, it wasn't my. It wasn't my idea.
Done cover band. What is that?
No, it was a country. It was a country rock band that I didn't start, but like I just like filled in as a lead singer. I knew
What are
like,
some of your
Like
classics? Give me
audition to
some.
be
You
there.
get down on the farm. What do you?
we do anything you would hear on like if you were talking like 93.1 WPOC.
Give me one of the tunes.
We would do a lot of Luke Bryan, like
I don't know him. Damn.
I'm
old. I know,
Eric
like,
Church,
no,
Jason Aldean.
I've heard of that guy.
We did we did some
Luke Bryan,
we did
I've
some
seen his
Leonard
face on
Skinner.
83.
We did a lot of rock too. It wasn't my
Skinner,
thing. It
Simple
was like
Man.
Florida Georgia Line and stuff like that. Like I
feel
like
that.
country music. Don't get me wrong, but like my gig was definitely not to be in a country band. Like that's not me, you know?
Yeah.
And so like I enjoyed it while it lasted, but yeah, we would play. I mean, we would always play up in like Cecil County, fucking Harford County, man, just in the sticks. And Cecil County is out there, dude. It's
Yeah.
like a whole different ballgame.
People
up
live
there.
out there?
Yeah, I think they
People
were.
live out there?
Yeah,
Impressive.
dude. The thing is, there were so little people out there.
What do
that,
they got?
like,
They got a Dairy Queen out there. They got anything fresh?
They got. I think they might even have a Wawa, dude. They
Ooh,
got
a
some
Wawa.
stuff. They're stepping it up. Elkton is not only heroin capital of the world, but it's also country cover band capital of the world.
Elkton?
Huge with
I
they
know
were.
Elkton.
It was weird. Like they would put our name on like the fucking like marquee as like coming
Tight.
that weekend. And people,
Jeez.
I was like, this is not what I wanted.
What's
in
your
my
name?
life.
What's your guys' name? Oh,
Denim
Denim
and
and
Lace,
Lace.
which is a terrible. I
Denim and
hated
Lace.
that name, dude. I hate telling people the name.
That's a bad name.
It's a
guys.
terrible
I'd make
name.
Fun of, I'd be oh my god, we're going to see Denim and Lace on Saturday.
Oh my god, it's a terrible name. I didn't come up with it. The whole time I was in the band, I was in there for like maybe
Local band
2.5
names.
years.
And you guys know you're just there to have a good time, right?
Yeah.
We're having a good
But
time.
the thing is, I was with guys. I was easily the youngest guy. The other guys were like literally in like the 50s, 60s type deal. So it was like a whole different like.
yeah.
It's a whole different fucking.
Same
vibe.
thing on the Jetty at night. It's split. It's 18-year-olds and 50-year-olds.
The Jetty, when I went there,
But
there
it's
was
also
this- we showed up in our contract, not to blow up anybody's spot, but our contract.
Oh no, we're going contract dispute.
Yeah. We're going. This is Glazer and Glazer Legal is going to step in at any point.
They owe me $75. I got 76. I want to give my dollar.
So-
In Jimmy's rider, he specified he wanted diet Mountain Dew. We gave him regular, and it wasn't even warm.
They chilled it. No, I show up and it's me, and of course it was Mike's gig, and he's for lack of a better word, he's very lackadaisical about his approach towards gigs and stuff like that. And so the whole time he's like, "Oh yeah, we don't have to bring any of our shit, dude. We got house sound." And I was like, "Dude, let's just bring a fucking speaker. We got a back seat. Just put the fucking speaker in the back seat." And he's like, "Nah, dude, trust me." Show up, of course. Contract was mislabeled. No house sound. Now we're there with no speaker. We got to play 3 to 7. And I was like, "Damn, this is."
So you rocked out Jetty
So
with what?
What happened was
You did acoustic blast?
We called our agent.
Okay.
We called our agency, and they had a connect there. Sent a guy out, drop off some sound equipment. It was very
Nice.
dope, actually. It was a
Yeah.
very
Sick.
nice
That's
syndicated
solid.
thing. Like
Yeah,
we had
yeah.
a guy just show up, drop us off a mixing board and a speaker, and we were like,
Yo,
very tight, very cool. And we're playing, and we got one speaker now. This is a big ass fucking bar. and we're playing, and we only got one, so I raise it up as high as possible, kind of angle it, and I'm aiming towards the back so it covers everybody. But naturally, if you're trying to make people in the back here, it's gonna be a little bit louder up front. We got this one fucking regular who's just like, see, I'll take criticism if you approach it the right way. I don't like when people just come up and be like, hey, turn the fuck down or something like that. Like, just approach, hey, you guys sound good, but like, you guys could like bump it down a little bit, blah, 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 blah. That'd be cool. But this guy comes up and he's
Hey,
like,
man, turn that fuck down.
He said his exact words, I think you guys are confusing good with loud. And I was like,
gotcha, burner.
I was like, first of all, I'm not confusing shit with shit, dude. Like, if you want me to turn it down, you can say that. But like, it's just like, it was a blow that didn't need to be blown. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, and then I realized, I was like, I don't work for the fucking Jetty. I don't have to put up with this shit. So I just like called him out on the mic. Like I was playing and like, and like the crowd clapped after one of the songs, and I was like,
Crowd roared.
yeah, well, the crowd didn't roar, but they applauded. They applauded, and I was like, oh, you guys are far too kind, except for this guy. Like, blah, blah, blah. I was just fucking with him at that point. I was like, dude, fuck you. What just happened there?
I think I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Like
Doesn't matter.
static or
Doesn't affect the
something.
major
Yeah.
recording. But yeah, he was just a fucking dick, dude. And that was my only experience. It was just that guy who was a dick, and it was like I couldn't understand why. And then the manager was like, yeah, we had a complaint from a regular. And I was like, you know what's great about this is I don't care. I don't care. I don't work for the Jetty. I don't work for him. Like, I'm just another dude doing my job while he's out drinking on his yacht. Like, he can fuck himself.
This was a yacht guy? I pictured him as like barely
No, he's
like
wearing,
kind of a drunk
no,
guy.
he's like an older 60-year-old guy, very pretentious looking.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
pull-
Irregular.
Yeah.
Gives
He was
the business
Mhm.
hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they felt they needed to say something, and I was just like, that's the beautiful thing about not working for anybody is I could decide who was an asshole. And I decided that guy was an asshole. And I don't know. He deserved it.
Oh yeah.
I love the Jetty, by the way. I'm just gonna
I know. I
trying
feel
to
like that's
reiterate that
probably,
point.
like-
That's like punching my little sister. In
That's
the
like
face.
the only place there probably to hang out, right? Or it's like
no.
one of the only cool spots.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, the Jetty is like a crazy. You know, you can go crazy there. But
It was a cool place. Dude, it was like
but
the
there's Red Eyes. I mean, there's like
secrets-
there's a whole bunch of places on the island to go to.
It was like the secrets of like that area, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was like, multiple bars, very cool place, with just that one guy. That was really it.
I would
Everybody
say-
else is super dope.
I would say Red Eyes is more like the secrets of the area, and I think
played it-
Jetty is more like
Yeah.
the local. Cause
I've played at Red Eyes too. Now they're cool because they got that big ass stage out there.
and I
like-
I prefer the Jetty over Red Eyes. That's just me personally.
See, I liked the Jetty, but also when I played the Red Eye, I was a little bit younger, so I probably couldn't appreciate it as much. But the Red Eye has a serious like music staging. Like I'm talking
yeah.
like an elevated stage, like as wide as this garage is long. Like just it was a serious stage, and they got that big ass platform out there. That was impressive.
Yeah.
And when I played there with
They
the
have a
country
bikini
rock band.
contest on there too.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's
what
that's
they're
how I know
famous
Red
for.
Eye.
Yeah,
Talk
that's
for.
what they're
famous
I hear the
yeah.
ads on 98 Rock. Mickey Coachella would host them. Ooh, can we take a quick pee break?
Yeah, dude, I was thinking the same
I
thing,
gotta
dude.
pee so bad.
What happens in the pee break?
We take a piss.
Nothing. Yeah, we just whatever.
What I was gonna say was I think that there's this. I don't know how familiar you are with Towson, but there's a spot in like right off the circle. If you look, it's where like Trader Joe's used to be. You know what I'm talking about?
Like down in the bottom.
Yeah. And they have this big white wall. It's the side of the mall parking garage that you can see
Yeah.
coming up York Road. It's just this big plain white wall. I mean, it's huge, dude. Like it would be sweet to fill that up with some type of like thing. Because the only other mural around there is this mural. If you go off Joppa Road in the circle down towards like World of Beer and where the new like where Cinemark is and stuff like that, you know what I'm talking? Because you fucking worked at Cinemark.
Yeah.
The fucking the side of it's either BJ's or World of Beer. I want to say it's World. I don't
Sure,
know.
it's not a taco place.
No, because they're done for, dude. I
Is
think
the
right.
side behind World of Beer. Oh, on the border's done for.
No. The Japanese place is done for.
Oh,
No, you're thinking
Sakura.
on the border. You're thinking on the
I
border.
said taco, right?
Yeah, you did. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. But they have this painting, and it's like the weirdest. It freaks me out. And if you
There's like
look
a
at it,
volunteer fire station right next door.
I grew up next to one all the time. I grew up on the
There it
street
is.
with the fire department.
so basically what it is it's yeah, that thing is always up to something. And they have this like painting, and it's like this purpley gray tone on the painting, and it's just these like workers, right? And they're just like single file marching like across the picture, and they don't have faces. They're just like faceless, just construction hats carrying sacks towards this big mill. And it's just this very dark looking thing where it's like the people are faceless and the background is gray and like just dark looking. And I always thought it was just a creepy fucking painting.
Yeah.
It's
It just-
probably for BJ's, I think.
It looked like, you ever read the book 1984?
Mhm.
It looked like what I would imagine the art in that like dystopian city would have looked like.
Sure.
It was fucking weird, dude. And I feel like we
Probably
could,
happened. They hired an artist. Like, we want a mural on this wall. Like, just like do whatever you want. Just make it cool.
dude, it looked like some
Yeah.
kind of
And
like
it's
communist.
I'm gonna go with the we're all trapped workers in this rat race of life.
Like every
Love it.
Chipotle commercial.
Yeah.
Every Chipotle commercial is like, you are original and our food is fresh, but we're going to tell it like it's a Pixar movie and it's about a scarecrow, though.
You are original, but dude, I don't even want to start that conversation up. But I think it's a very unoriginal thought to think that Chipotle is better than Qdoba, and I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, I'm totally anti that.
Qdoba's
thought.
so good, dude.
Chipotle. Oh,
When was the last time you had Qdoba?
I did in New York a lot. It's
Yeah.
too cheesy. I didn't like
Cheesy, like the food was cheesy, or you just thought the environment was just
Like the-
cheesy?
No, the
You
actual
didn't like
cheese that they
the
used, I think, is
queso or
Yeah, I don't like the
anything?
queso. I didn't like the
As for-
quality of cheese. As a man that has trouble with cheese,
Yeah, I don't eat cheese.
I'm a preferable
you guys
to
are-
Chipotle.
You guys are.
But I only do the tacos, so I'm a weird guy anyway. Fuck the burritos, guys.
I tell you what,
I
man.
do a Qdoba burrito though.
Qdoba burritos are dope.
So
'Cause
That's
that
what I was
guac
talking
is
about.
Free.
I'm Qdoba burrito over Chipotle burrito, but
That's
I'm a
what
taco
counts.
guy,
That's
so
what
I'm eating
counts,
a
yeah.
Chipotle.
Dude,
Okay.
dude.
You just blanketly said Qdoba versus
all right,
Chipotle.
all right. I was talking from
So
the
you
general.
love those
Dude.
Qdoba tacos, huh?
Dude, they got some bullshit tacos now. They make you like pay like twice the price for like shittier tacos that are like artisanal or something.
The
Oh, yeah.
burrito
That's
is
what-
the burrito. They both like they're known. I feel like the thing you get like the most popular order at either one of those places is either burrito or a burrito bowl.
Agreed.
So I feel like to
I said
hold.
I'm the oddball, but it doesn't change my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I think you have an original reason for an unoriginal
So you
opinion.
think I'm original? That's why I went with Chipotle.
I think you're unique, bro. You're very unique. Very unique guy. I think that's cool. Like I don't know.
I would take Santana's over all of them. Go California with a burrito, because none of these burritos are real burritos.
Yeah, I bet. Well, what makes a real burrito?
I like a California burrito that has just steak, cheese, and French fries.
No rice.
No rice.
What?
Get that rice out of my face. And
Okay,
a good
well,
ass tortilla.
No, what they
Authentically
have
speaking,
at Slovakian. You
I
like
eat that. I eat that all
They
the
have
time.
that
And that's the
fucking-
closest I have to it.
Yeah.
I eat it all the time.
that is kind of like that Greek fusion kind of thing, which is I mean, it's important. It's important that the Greek food, because Greek food's kind of like a weird, like it's very, like you know how Italian food is very like intricate, kind of like they have like all these like fancy recipes and shit like that, and like the pastas and all this different stuff. Greek food is very much just like meat, very island food, and I feel like it's important for. I feel like it's important for Greek culture to kind of fuse that into American culture more, because Greek food's kind of fallen off, dude. It's not very popular. It's not as popular as like Italian food.
I definitely have only eaten Greek food like, I'm under 50
Yeah,
Under-
for sure
in my life.
50 times.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where I'm well over 50 in
like the
Italian.
Japanese kill it with sushi, dude. They came in guns blazing, and people love sushi, and people
And
obviously love
sushi was
Italian
like
food.
trendy for a little bit. You know what I mean?
I'm way more sushi than Greek.
Dude.
I've
Greeks
eaten way
got
more sushi than
Greeks
Greek.
need a better marketer.
They
They
do.
need somebody.
What are
to
you selling
step
me
up.
though? Get off me with those onions, man. That makes my
Or
breath
like
all
Greek
stinky.
yogurt,
Yo,
dude.
come
Why
on,
are you
bro.
trying to fucking tell me yogurt's good? Yogurt sucks.
Yeah, like I gotta be swayed by the meal.
You just gotta.
I do like Sammo's.
You
though.
got to
I mean,
appreciate.
what we ate down there. It was good.
In order to appreciate, you have to appreciate the, just like anything else. You have to, and that's the hard thing with fusing. Because like, look at Chinese food, for instance. American Chinese food is nothing, common thing to say, but it's nothing like actual Chinese food. They found a way to merge it into the American taste. The only thing that the Greeks really succeeded in that department was the gyro. I mean, the euro's dope.
You're super solid.
The
But I
Euro's
don't like the
awesome.
onions though. I need to cut off the onions. I need to get. That's too much onion for me.
Yeah, I could see
But I
that.
do. I think the Euro bread is a phenomenal. Euro meat's phenomenal. Like we're in a good spot with that.
spices, the
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
bread.
I
But-
do spill a lot. I'm getting shit on my
Yeah,
hands.
you gotta fold that. You
I'm
gotta
not
fold
very
that
good. I'm
bottom
not
up.
a talented eater, but
That-
I do like it.
That, and I think
I feel like maybe a burrito, like just a tortilla shell with the hero shit in it, would be like the most.
Oh,
you
that would
know,
be dope. A Euro
that'd be
taco.
good,
They
yeah.
had that at Taco Bell.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
Taco
kind
Bell
of what
fought
that Souvlaki does. You know, it's pretty wrapped up.
Souvlaki
pretty
definitely.
right.
That's why I like souvlaki because they kind of brought it in, dude. They kind of brought it into the
Yeah, we eat
limelight.
there regularly because it is a good substitute.
I think the other problem is I think that the Greek words are just too long and too hard to pronounce for people to
There's
get
no
down
way
with it.
I don't read any. I can't read any menu. I
I'm-
can barely read.
I'm Greek and I can barely connect. Like I tried to order dessert the other day. I went to Yasu with my girlfriend Ricky, and
Your girlfriend's Ricky?
yeah, Ricky, Erica. Ooh, yeah,
Erica.
it's cool.
Is that a pet name or is that a real name?
And that's a real name.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a
I don't even.
nickname because you know.
I don't even.
He just wanted Eric, and then he wanted his girlfriend to be Erica.
Yeah.
But I can't refer to you in the same light.
Yeah. So you
But,
had to separate.
One of their desserts is it's called galactoporigo. You can't order that. Galactoporigo.
Galactoporigo?
It's a first of all, it's a guttural gala, which means milk. Galactoporigo, which I don't even know what the fuck the last part means. They probably could have let that part out.
What is it?
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a custard.
Sounds like octopus, honestly.
Octopus is octopodi, because the Greeks they came up with all that shit, dude. Octo, 8, podi, foot. You know, podiatrist, all that stuff.
Go Greeks.
Yeah, dude, we had it going for a while, and then we
I don't remember that time. Oh, way early.
Oh, way,
Oh,
way,
yeah, yeah, you
like
guys were crushing.
OGs, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
you guys were-
Original.
The
Yeah, you
smoking
guys were
weed
good.
of Greek culture was fucking boys. They just got too
Chillin'.
undriven
Yeah.
and
Yeah, naturally that fell out of fashion, you know. So, step it up, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, you know what I was pissed about though? That we didn't help out Greece with the Olympics. Like that country
Yeah.
should not have had any kind of financial problem. As a world, we should have came together and given them whatever kind of shit ton of money we needed.
The Olympics are fucking, dude. They just like FIFA. They're fucking con artists and the administration. They go into
Obviously,
these
but I'm just saying.
countries and they just ruin their financial structure. They get. I mean,
Definitely
they,
happened over there.
yes. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I'm saying that the whole world should have been like, all right, let's give them $20.
Dude.
Like, let's
People-
everybody give them a couple 20 million, 30 million. What do you need, Greece?
dude, because we just
We were all playing sports. We
You're
didn't
too
think this was
proud,
going to be
man.
too big for you.
That's the thing, man. I just don't get what's going on over there. Because in a way, they're kind of like, I want to say they're ahead of the curve because they went down that whole like socialist route like
Yeah.
pretty early. Back in the 80s, they went down the whole like free college, free healthcare, free this, that, the other thing. And it just did not play out very well for them, dude. I'm not saying it can't be done, but like they did not do it right. They did not do it right. And that kind of screwed them. But then the EU, the whole concept of everything.
Are they in a bad spot currently? I thought they were doing all right.
They're kind of, I mean,
Speak for all of Greece for me.
yes. I'm the voice of Greece right now. From what I've learned, they were bailed out
by Germany, right?
Well, the thing
Or
about the
just
EU,
by the EU.
the EU, but Germany really controls the EU, which is another thing. I always got kind of pissed at England a little bit because I thought it was a very cocky move to be the only country in the EU who doesn't use the euro. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, if
Yeah.
you're gonna have a union,
Are they the ones that's new, or is that always been?
the
don't know
the
anything about
European the UK never got off the pound.
Okay.
They've always been on the pound, and every other country in the EU
Went to the euro.
went to the euro. The Greeks used to have the drachma.
Oh, that's
the
crap.
Italians used to have the lira. They all went off. The francs, all that.
Well, isn't the pound is it worth more than the euro still, or is it like a?
The English are fucking smart, dude. That's what they got. They were like, look, we'll get this union. We'll get all the benefits of the union, but like, I'm not going to fucking have Greece on my tab. I'm telling you, that's what fucking happened.
See what they're doing?
We've seen what they do. We can't trust
Fucking
them.
got locked to Portugal. They're not doing that shit.
That's
Nobody's
pretty
buying
good.
that. But no, that's really what happened. And they got bailed out, and bailing out really meant the Greeks are barely a sovereign country anymore. I
Yeah.
mean,
Is that
all
what
of our
happens? You lose your
Dude, think about what would happen. Whenever I try to understand macroeconomics, I just think microeconomics. If you're a person who is defaulting on their debt, what happens? They possess your assets.
Yeah.
They take your assets. You got a car, that's our car now. You got a house, that's our house now. So they did the entire country. That's how it works, man. And so now Greece is just like, I mean, we had like the primary shipping ports, and now Germany pretty much has full control over all of our shipping industry.
Oh wow, lost. Yeah, that's crazy.
The only thing we really have going for us still is tourism.
That's a cooler way of taking over the world, in my opinion.
That's the way. That's mercantilism. That's how you do it.
Yeah,
Nobody
Angela Merkel, dude. Got the name after it.
Oh no, dude! We're going too far down the rabbit hole now, dude.
I just flipped over a rock.
Oh no!
A million spiders.
Oh no! That's it, dude. I mean, that the British kind of. Well, I would say that the Greeks kind of had it. In ancient Greece, we kind of had it, but the Romans really perfected that system of going in, and their whole thing was like, hey, let them speak their language, let them practice their religion, but at the end of the day, we control their finances. They're a territory of us. The Romans did that, and then the British just took it to the whole next level. And that's why they didn't go in the EU. They've always been smart like that, dude. I don't know why we keep falling for that shit.
So you think world domination is actually the goal of a country?
Not the goal, but I mean, if you're talking about trying to keep the citizens in your country in the best possible place, the citizens of the UK are doing way better off than the citizens of Greece. So I bet you a lot of people in Greece would appreciate if maybe they were a little bit better at that shit than they are. I mean, I don't know, man. It's like
you need expansionism to help.
No. I'm not saying that you need expansionism. That's like the ultimate goal. But the expansionism way of going about business has definitely benefited. Like, there's a reason why America is in the place we are versus a lot of other countries. I would say that kind of, because at the end of the day, it's really about
basketball.
At the end of the day, I think it really comes down to accessibility of resources. And so really that's really all. I mean, when you talk about America, you're really talking about the oil and getting the best access to oil. And that's kind of what the whole like trades race out in Asia is about. Sure. And when your economy has easier access to resources, it makes it a lot easier on the people who live there.
Sure.
So I can see how imperialism and mercantilism has benefited. It's benefited us, but it's a negative for others,
Agreed.
So it's
what
kind
if aliens come down? Then we're all in the same boat, right?
Yeah.
So let's help each other.
That's what I'm saying. But
we're all in the same boat in the situation that they're in when the aliens come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not like when the aliens come, everyone gets a free house and like.
But we all stop worried about what
yeah.
we're doing bilaterally and go a little bit more thinking bigger.
It's just a hierarchy thing, dude. It's just like in the way I see it, it's just how the rest of the animal kingdom works, dude. It's just like your species just has, and then certain groups start to dominate, and it's just human nature. I mean, I would like to see us transcend beyond that, but in the meantime, I would like to see myself on the winning team. Which
So you're fighting for the team.
I'm not fighting for the team. I'm not fighting I'm fighting for just everyone to wise up I would fight for people in Greece and people in the countries that are the ones on the downside of that system to just understand how it. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm fighting for. I'm not really fighting for anything. I'm just kind of pissed off that Greece is just not doing something right. I don't know. Again, I don't speak for Greece, so they might be on a whole different. They're the ones getting fucking played right now. So,
I was unaware. I thought they stepped their game back up.
I'm not sure.
In the same way that that you could venture to say that America stepped its game back up after the 2008 bailout, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think we did.
We're definitely better off than we were in 2008, but it's just like, in my eyes,
that market had to crash.
I kind of viewed
they let it be fake for too long, and it was readjusted. We still have that problem. I mean, we have pricing homes in California are ridiculous. Like, even it happens fast, but it's we're a capitalist nation, so that tends to be the cycle.
On the microeconomic scale, I imagine it's the same as like we got out of that crisis in the same way that like if you were really down in your luck and couldn't pay for your house or couldn't pay for your car, you went to the bank and picked up a bigger loan. So like you have the money now, but at the end of the day, that's that much more that you have to pay off in the long run. That's the way I'm viewing the crisis. And so like, yeah, we're good now, but at the end of the day, we're just further into debt.
Sure.
We just have more we are just in a deeper hole to dig ourselves out of, you know? And it's easy to kind of coast. I don't know. I mean, look.
That's based on a debt value that I think is, to me, is the biggest variable you can have. The cost of debt, to me, is like cost of money owed always changes. Because when you don't have money to give me, I'll take what you got. You know what I'm saying? So the value is not the same.
And the Federal
even though
Reserve,
we're different. So the cost of debt is
the Federal
always
Reserve
variable.
controls the cost of debt unilaterally.
So does the person that owns the debt. So you know what I'm saying? I just think when it comes down, it's going to end. It's still going to be a people versus people.
What I imagine when people ask about like what's going on in Greece, I always say, just imagine if our country was 10 times smaller. And
like Delaware,
like something like
Delaware.
that. Just like everything you're seeing happening to Greece is the same problems that we went through, except we had the resources and the access to get out of it. You know, we had the Federal Reserve to bail us out and shit like that. The Greeks had the EU Central Bank, the Swiss banks and stuff like that. And so now they're just owned by. And the same way, I guess we're owned by the Federal Reserve, but I don't know. Who knows, dude?
Not I.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. How'd you cool down after the shoot though last week?
I went and what do you mean? I went and
I know you went to the corner, but did you do anything else cool?
No, I did actually. Well, I mean, I went to the corner, which was an amazing meal. I don't know if Chef Casey cooked it, but it tasted amazing. So whoever was the chef at that night, it was awesome. But then I went to because Adrian, my wife's pregnant, so she was like, you know, give me something good to eat.
Yeah.
And I'm an idiot. So she was like, I'll take pizza from Bella Roma, which is pretty low on pizza, right? And I just ate a corner BYOB, like great meal. I was like, oh, I should have ordered something from there. I'm such an idiot, right? So I fucked up big time. So I was like, I either got to go to like Golden West, make something up, or do something better, right? And I walked into Art House Pizza, which I don't know if you've been to before, but like it's on Hamden. It's been there for a while. I walked in. We've eaten there like 3 times for dates, but like never really go in there that often. And it's open late for food.
Ooh.
And the pizza in there was the best. I went to ask the bartender. It was a great guy. I was like, my wife wants something veggie and like crazy. Like I would never order this. So what do you recommend? Recommend this thing that was like literally the best pizza I've ever eaten.
Oh my God.
What was it called?
Fettuccine and something.
Oh,
no, it was like spinach and artichoke. Spinach and artichoke.
Oh,
sorry.
spinach and artichoke? Okay.
Yeah, super solid.
Dude,
the sauce
spinach
at that
artichoke.
place was amazing. The crust has like salt on it, and I went back the next day and ordered 2 different pizzas because I was like, this was her pizza. I couldn't like scarf it down in the middle of the night. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is it. So we went back the next day and we each got a half pizza. So
Wow. This
I
is
might
called
check that
Art
out.
House or Our House?
Art House Pizza.
Art House
Art
Pizza.
House.
And I'm gonna next time. I got 2 pizzas. They're both great, both A's, but they didn't have the red sauce, and that red sauce was what So I'm gonna get like a regular pizza. Next
The
time.
sauce is crucial for a pizza,
It's
dude.
light,
For
the
sure.
It's
crust is
it's
thin.
what matters, dude. I mean, the crust is big time. The crust is probably
Crust
it's tough.
is huge.
There's only 3 things really. There's cheese. As long as if you have good cheese, you kind of got that department locked down. So you have good cheese,
Got
like quality
mozzarella,
cheese, you're
fresh
good.
mozzarella.
Fresh
Yeah, you're good to
mozzarella.
go. The crust is like
There's people vary on the crust a lot too.
the
Depends
crust
on
is
what
the hardest
style
thing.
you want too. If
I
you
like
just
thin,
want like a
and then
yeah,
a
New York
nice
thin.
end that I can actually eat the crust.
Well, the
I
crust-
don't want crust throughout.
Yeah.
I want
The crust
at
is the
end.
most dependent on the individual place because like you can all buy cheese from the same provider, quality cheese provider. Everybody's working with the same cheese, you know, in theory. And then if you all get the best sauce, unless you're making your own sauce, but like
I think there's a lot of
most
cheese
people.
distributors though.
there's a lot of cheese distributors. But I guess what I was getting at was that if you're as long as you're working with quality cheese, it's going to be decent,
yeah.
you know. But like the sauce is like if you're working with a quality sauce, there's a lot of sauce. I worked at a pizza place for a while, and we had a third-party distributor for sauce, and like I imagine that's how a lot of these places run, unless it's like those real like.
This is a nice place.
Yeah,
this is like a
exactly.
dinner place. This is not like a pick up a slice place.
But on
You
like
probably could.
a chain to
I want to eat there
chain.
again within the next 5 days.
I kind of want to go there. On like a chain to chain basis, the crust is really where it nails because that comes down to how they cook it, their oven settings and everything like that. That's where you really separate. Like, all right, because even if 2 places are working with the same sauce and the same cheese, they're still
I
not
highly
cooking it
recommend it.
the
I want to
same.
see what other people think because I ate there before and I was not blown away.
I'll
And
check
I don't
it
know
out
if they
this week.
changed like
What are you talking about?
recipe
Art
at
House
Art House.
Pizza.
I ate there before. I never came back with this like, wow.
But
like,
also,
it's
Hamden is
wow.
such like a lackluster pizza spot anyway.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause it's really Philly's best,
Bella
Bella
Roma, and that place at
Roma.
the end of the.
I've
got,
never
like,
been
Pauly
impressed.
G's, but I've never been there.
Pauly G's Bernard's the first time. I know it's like
Also,
Charles. It's like
Kings. Kings is on the
Kings.
Avenue, but they're not that good either.
There's not that good either.
Yeah.
And then there's a place down to the end, like the
Ribaldi's? I kinda like
used to
Ribaldi's.
be Angelo's, and now it's
Yeah.
Ribaldi's or whatever.
I've never been to a place in
It's
Hamden
only
that
good
wowed
because
me
it's the best
food-wise.
one. You know what I mean? Out of those
Hamden.
ones.
Food
never
Market's great. Corner BYB is amazing. If you ever had the charcuterie in the back of Corner BYB, that stuff is whoop so
Really?
good. And Food Market's great. And then I would say right down the street, Woodbury. If you never had that, that is a top-notch meal.
I hate to say it, but the most satisfied I've ever been after a meal in Hamden was when you hit a Rofo after the bars, dude. I hate to say
That's
it.
a good one too.
I really do hate to
That's
say
the
it.
best Rofo, honestly.
And
the one
Rofo's
that-
a kind of
Corporate
local
headquarters.
business, kind of, aren't they? They're Maryland.
That's
They're
the
from
corporate
Hamden,
headquarters,
yeah.
the one in Hamden.
That is dope, dude. Rofo
Go upstairs
has
next time you're there. Tell them what's up.
fantastic chicken, dude. Fantastic fried chicken. Some of the best. I think it's better than KFC.
My wife thinks it's unnatural because it's too juicy. She thinks they can't. No chicken's that juicy. She
It's
can't
a
eat
pressure
it.
cooker. It's the way they cook it.
I believe it, but
Yeah. Well, that's
she
because
thinks it's unnatural and doesn't eat it.
Dude,
I think it's
I'll
the
let her
best
know.
fried chicken in the market, but I don't eat fried chicken, so
that's how they do it. Because my mom, she used to work at McCormick, and they used to do like the spice blends for like KFC and Wendy's and all that shit. So they'd just be making that shit in their test kitchen. So they'd be making like fast food by like professional chefs and scientists and
Gotcha,
shit.
yeah.
And then the
Wow.
employees would just get to try it. So she said like the best chicken she ever had was when they were cooking fresh KFC chicken there. Because they pressure cook it too. But like just the way it cooks in there and it's like all sealed in.
Sealed
It
in.
cooks it super quick. So it can retain super juicy. But
it's crazy.
Super
It's like
crispy.
super white. There's like nothing that looks fake. I mean, nothing that looks real in there. Like it's like if you would draw a fried chicken, that's what you would do. Like the how thin the lines of like the tears
Oh,
in the
yeah,
meat
dude.
is, and just like pops.
Dude,
I had my
Rofo
buddy who
is
came down
good.
from New York, and black dude that always would get fried chicken at the end of my when he would stay down here because he like Royal Farm's not up there.
yeah.
So it's like I don't eat fried chicken, but like that often. But like man, that's when I would eat it, and he would just like I have to get another box. Like have to get
It's
one.
so good.
Like every time it's like we gotta get one.
Stoko's isn't bad. Shout out to Stoko's. They got a pretty good chicken box. I like
For
the chicken
sure.
box.
Who?
It's
I don't
just
know.
it's just
That's the thing, I don't
Stoko's
eat chicken boxes though.
chicken. Well, the
just like
Stoko's
3 wings and
Yeah.
fries.
Yeah,
I
fries.
just don't
and
eat
They
fried
have it.
chicken
They
that
have it
much.
at Rofo, you know, but it's just the wings combo.
Yeah.
Or
My
whatever.
mom would fried chicken was on the weekly cycle. Like every week we would eat the same thing pretty much, like spaghetti, fried chicken, like pork chops, whatever. Like and then fried chicken. I was just like, I don't want fried chicken day again.
Dude, I've been
I don't
thinking
like
about
chicken.
that.
Chicken was like 3 or 4 times a week. It's like don't want chicken.
What's gonna be on like once you have kids? Because like when I grew up, you know, my mom had a cycle. She had the things that she cooked, and like,
Oh, yeah,
shit,
we
we're
had a
having
rock.
this again. We're having this. Like, what do you think's gonna be on your cycle, dude?
Adriana is the best cook in the world, dude.
Really?
Oh my god, my
Hell
kid
yeah.
is locked down. Dude. If he likes any of this crap, like the thing is, some kids like don't want to eat good food. Like she makes like steak with like a salad that's like raspberries and cheese and nuts and like then she'll like her plainest meal and her best meal is this rice and chicken.
Ooh.
And it's just rice and chicken. There's no sauce, and it's like I don't know why it's good.
Dude, I
just
am a
love it
sucker
much.
for
And if my
rice
kid
and
doesn't
chicken.
like it, I might be an abusive father. 'Cause I'll be like, this is good. You don't know what good is.
Dude, kids do like the plain
picky,
shit.
man.
Kids
I
like,
know
They're
that's
picky.
what I'm saying. Like,
if you let them be, dude, I'm not gonna. You can't let your kid be picky, dude. I'm sorry. Like, you're not
Yeah.
paying for your own food. Eat the I'm sorry.
yeah, my mom was like that. We were like that too. There's only one time that like that backfired. It was like liver. Or like it was something that was so gross, and none of us wanted to eat it, and like we're like, no, she's like, no, you have to eat till you're done, yeah, that kind of thing. And then she took a bite of it and was like, oh.
was your family like super Polish?
No, not really, not really. I mean, they are. They're Polacks.
Yeah.
that's the case.
Yeah, I'm part Polish too, like an eighth. Zaleski,
Yeah.
that's a Polish name. I think it was spelled with an I originally. I think it was Moduleski originally.
Yeah, I don't really understand my heritage because at one point I was like I always thought I was Polak my whole life, and then like I was like 17, they're like, no, you're Czechoslovakian. I'm like, well, that's a
Dude,
new
those
story.
names-
And then like, we'll fill me in on these details, and the details are shaky, and it's just like, all right, whatever. I'm like 1/16 Cherokee Indian too, so like whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hairy white dude. Like that's where I'm
Yeah.
landing. I'm from the Eastern Shore, is where I'm from.
Yeah. That would be cool.
But I always say like I'm Polish and Irish, so I'm a drunken idiot.
I always like the Polak stereotype too. That always got me.
Yeah, I love that. It's good for jokes. I like
It's
being
great.
like idiot. That's fine.
Polak. That's like one of those terms that just nobody ever decided was derogatory. Really, I mean, it's
They
like,
try it, but we're like Polak people. We're like, we like it.
yeah, I like it. Polak.
Yeah, it's like almost
Fucking
endearing.
It's
Yeah, it's
like
very endearing.
Polak
it's weird.
Johnnies, dude.
Who
We have a whole
decided-
brand. Like
Oh,
they
for sure, yeah.
they were like, wait a minute, this is oh crap, we're in like Redskins. They're going down. Like, oh, they're like 13th on the list, but they're like, we're getting to you, Pollock Johnny's.
We're coming after your boardwalk store.
I just wonder who decides, dude, because certain ones are just like, I don't know. Pollock's a good one, though. That's the thing. It just sounds good. It sounds good. There's certain ones that just don't sound good. There's no.
The thing is, there's a lack of Pollock jokes though. Where we ran out, and that like the blonde took over, and we were pissed about it. We're like, hey, come, where's ours?
Let's put Pollock
Where's
jokes,
our
dude.
love?
Come on,
Yeah.
give me a break.
Like, hey, we like those.
Yeah, we were fun. They were
Good
funny to
old-
us, man.
Good old Polish jokes, dude. Blondes didn't appreciate it as much, dude. Blondes very. I don't know. You know what? We had this kid on here that was telling us, Gustavo. He was telling us that the word blonde, if it's describing a man, doesn't have an E, and if it's describing a woman, does have an E.
So it's I with a man?
No, it's
An
just
E.
just
Why?
BLOND.
Oh,
if you're saying a
blonde.
guy is blonde, it's just he's blonde, like
But
no
the
E.
feminine has an E after the D.
Never knew.
I didn't either.
I don't know if I ever caught a man blonde though.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You don't really refer to guys by the blonde over there. Like, what are you That's all you.
Yeah. Jimmy's my brunette friend.
Yeah, dude. I guess all the hair color terms are very because the Spanish they're kind of like they're kind of the transcendent of gender, which is weird because they have the gender specific terminology. Because like, okay, if you have a brunette guy, moreno, like all the Spanish cooks always call me moreno, which I think that applies to like dark skin, dark hair, but like the equivalent would be morena, and they just throw it around, dude. Rubio, rubia, blonde, blonde, whatever. But like we really don't refer to guys as like their hair color. Really, we just don't. We don't. It's kind of a
Unless
feminine.
it's like redhead or something,
Yeah.
Unless it's like something very
Red,
particular.
Yeah, definitely redhead.
Yeah.
Which always got me because I don't think Bill Burr is actually redheaded. I don't buy it. I see him as a blonde guy. I do.
That's
I
because
see him
he's
as a-
old, dude.
Maybe.
Lost
I
all
guess.
the color.
I guess all redheads eventually become blonde before they go gray.
Yeah.
I guess that's the fucking circle, dude.
Well, the blonde is the
I think he's trying
gray
to
of the
hold on like
redheads,
the
right?
Pollock too. Like if you can be a redhead and you're a comedian, that's a little bit of an advantage.
It is an
Even if
advantage.
he's just stretching it, you're like, well, I don't know, but
Redhead
whatever.
is super
Well, and
unique.
he's like Irish and he's like
He's
an
definitely
angry
Irish.
comic, so
Yeah,
it
he's
kind of
definitely-
works
yeah,
for him.
That works.
There's
out.
a very specific region of the world that's capable of producing redheaded people. When you think about it, I mean, how many different places can you go where people have dark hair? You can go to South America, you can go to Asia, you can go to Africa, you can go to Mediterranean. They're all dark hair, and you go out to like the Scandinavian, like Northern Europe, they're all blonde. But like redhead, it's like a very
Dude, I went to
specific.
Iceland. They're all blonde. It was
Exactly.
crazy, and they're all gorgeous. They all look the same. They're like these, like what
That's
we
Utah,
picture
too.
as like the gorgeous
Yeah.
blonde, and they're like, there's 100 of them. How
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
Dude,
But redhead
that's
is like-
Utah in the U.S. because it's all Mormons.
Yeah.
So it's just all like you'll go to like a Taco Bell drive-through and then fall in love with like the person at the first window, and then you'll get to the second window and be like, "Whoa, this girl's even hotter."
Yeah, and then we're
the fuck,
yeah,
and they're at a Taco Bell.
See, I'm all
that doesn't
about.
happen in Maryland. We didn't-
I'm all
the
about.
other day there was a decent looking toll booth. I was like, a toll booth lady that looked.
Oh,
all right.
wow.
I was like, this is a good
unexpected
day.
treat.
What are you doing at the toll booth, girl?
Do so much better. You could be working the jetty. Be the top hostess.
It's $4. Here's a $5. Keep the change. Spend it on something nice.
yeah. Toll booth pimping, dude. Just killing it, dude. I don't know. I'm much more attracted to the. I like the dark haired women. I think it's more of a exotic look. But that could be cultural, dude. That could be cultural. Who knows? Blonde women, it's like I don't know. I just think of like basic
See,
white
I'm more
girl.
of a face shape. Like I like my wife has a rounded. I like the rounded face, big eyes, rounded face. Like I don't like Jennifer Hewitt has that like narrow. Like fuck that. I don't know.
You know, that's the thing. I never with Greek girls. They and Mediterraneans kind of they
Oh,
have
it's sharp.
Greek
Pretty
girls have
sharp
very
features.
sharp features. It's
Yeah.
like it's like almost too mannish for me. Like I don't like Greek girls
Yeah,
have
yeah.
defined jaw lines, which
Exactly.
when you're like if you're like a model, it's like great, but like at the end of the day, it's like I don't want to have like a chin competition with you right now. You know, it's like
yeah.
it's-
Brooklyn Decker is Andy Roddick's wife apparently, and my wife showed a picture of her to me today, and she was like, I was like, that's not my choice. Like she like had a jawline, like she had like a butt chin, and it was like sticking out. I was like, whoa. Like,
yeah, I can't deal.
that's
with it.
never going away.
Soft
like, that's gonna be
features.
you're gonna be looking
Soft-
at that.
You gotta
for a
shave it
while.
down,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
The first,
Dude, your ears and your chin never stop growing.
I feel like that could be true. Is that true?
It's the ears part is true. It's a truth and a lie situation. though.
Oh yeah. It's really selling that fake news, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking getting me.
I think it's ears and nose, right?
Yeah, it's
That's
ears
the
and
same
nose or
yeah.
something.
Sucks. which sucks.
balls. I think.
See, I'm kind of blessed because my ears are super fucking small.
Have you sat on your balls before?
No, not yet.
Not
I've done
old
it
enough,
twice.
dude.
I've done it twice in my life. One when I was kind of young, but yeah, I done it twice in my life.
I'm gonna
it
let you-
scares you. It doesn't. You don't know how it happens.
I'm gonna let you in on something, dude. And I don't normally say this, but I kind of have small balls, dude. I feel like it's just like
That
like
seems
they
like
don't.
the optimum situation. And everybody was like, I got
Yeah.
these big
Like, they're
giant
not-
balls that are
they're not-
all over the place all the time.
I kind of wish they were bigger sometimes, dude. Like I kind of wish like my balls like kind of like just fucking like it's got to be like super hot for them to do that. Most of the time they're pretty much like where they're at.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it shocks you.
Like right now they're pretty much where they're at, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Agreed.
They
I don't
look.
know.
Mine look scale. Mine like they're not like like they're not cartoonishly big or small. They look right. They're like
I just don't know. It's just like first of all, it's
I
such
don't
an
know.
unattractive part of the body in general. But I do like I don't know. My dad used to walk around naked all the time, so like I think I was exposed to like old man balls like from a very young age, which apparently is weird. A lot of people's
Yeah.
dads didn't want. My dad would just walk around, and be like, "It's my fucking house. Like fuck you guys. Like I do what I
My
want."
dad would
side
like
with
pee
them
with
now
the
on that,
door
though.
open and shit. Like
It was his house.
I mean, I kind
And
of side
it
with it.
doesn't-
I don't know. It's definitely not normal, but it also
It wasn't
when you go to the
anything
gym,
weird though.
yeah.
It wasn't like
There's no
he was like,
weirdness.
Jimmy, you got to be naked too. It's your house too, Jimmy.
We have guests, Jimmy, naked.
He did beat me naked once, which was the weirdest fucking thing
Yeah,
ever.
that I don't want.
Well, I was naked. He wasn't naked. I was
Oh,
naked.
you were naked. That's way
He
better.
got me in the shower, dude. I was playing with a candle.
Oh shit! In
I-
the
in the shower?
I went through this
With the
phase
water
where,
running?
like, well, yeah, because I didn't want to know I was playing with the candle. And so, like,
So I stripped down. I got in the shower.
well, they told me they were
Genius
like,
plan,
they were
alright.
like, Jim,
Genius
get a
plan."
fucking shower. I hated taking. I still don't like taking showers. It's like a major inconvenience. Dude. It's a big move to take a shower. It's a big move.
So I hid my toy
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
pants.
Yeah.
and
So I
opened the
fucking
door.
well, I mean, he always catch me in the bathroom doing shit. One time he caught me walking out of the bathroom with a ruler. Like he knows what I was fucking doing. Fucking got me on that one. Next time you measure your dick, fucking blah blah blah. But no, I turned the shower on because he told me to take a shower. I was like, it's a smooth time to play around with candle for a little bit, like because I got some time in here. I got some time to work with. I just went through this phase where like, I was just fascinated by like I would take the toilet paper and I would like roll it up and light it. And then I would dip it into the wax and like I had my own little candles. I was like fascinated by that process. And then I would like
Yeah,
like
that shit
do
was
it
cool.
and I would throw it in there and then like I would make these big fires. And my mom, I guess, had said something. She had just noticed like I was fucking up all her candles.
She noticed
Yeah.
that there were
Somehow
like
she knew that.
scorch marks in the
Yeah,
tub.
dude. Oh, yeah, dude. I had fucking like scorch marks going up the walls and stuff. And when you're a kid, you're just
Like
like, oh, they'll never
smoke
notice.
damage in the
They'll never
bathroom.
notice it. If I just don't talk about it, they'll never notice. Like I fucking made a hole in the ceiling with a golf club once. Just like just try to act like I think I filled it with toothpaste and it just like flaked. Dude, yeah, when you're a kid, you're just like whatever,
Super
man.
clean,
They'll never
though.
notice. They'll never notice. It's a lot of fluoride.
Yeah, no
But-
black.
But yeah, man, he came in the bed. He was like, I heard him start walking to the bed. I was like, fuck, and I hopped in the shower real quick because I was already naked playing with the fire, which is kind of probably a weird sight. Not thinking about.
I should at least be in the shower.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
this.
yeah. It was just like in the bathroom, completely naked, playing with candles. Like, oh yeah. It's probably better I got in the shower. But I hopped in the shower and he just pulled my ass out of there, threw me in my fucking bed, just beat the fuck out of me, dude. Which I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did. Because, like, that's dangerous, man. You can't be playing with fire. I was like 8 years old.
Exactly. There's a
I
line.
was like 8. But yeah, that was kind of But other than that, dude, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, his balls were like, it was like one of those things where it was like,
Have you ever been to like a gym?
yeah, but the thing is, old guys, they like,
They like it out.
it's a
Like, they're-
generational
yeah,
thing.
It's a generational thing.
For sure.
I don't know why. Like you guys, you should be naked. I just walked in this gym. Like at least take the nakedness. Like they don't care at all. They
Yeah.
have conversations.
Yeah, dude.
Like I'm not having a
They'll try to
conversation
talk
with either
to
of you
you,
guys
dude.
Because their
Sorry,
balls have
guys.
all reached appropriate, like, ball size at that point, I feel like. Like, I wouldn't talk to an old guy
Until
with my balls out
got
until
bigger,
my
dude.
balls get bigger.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you gotta have old guy balls to ride. Like, both of your balls had to be like, yeah, I sit on these sometimes. Like, I never had that
So
problem.
I can officially have a conversation at a gym now. then.
Exactly.
I
If
think.
you got
Sit
old
down.
guy balls, that's the next step, dude. I still got young guy balls, dude.
No, you got little balls. That's
Yeah,
different. You maybe,
yeah,
yeah,
maybe
I tried-
young guy balls.
I
but
tried-
We're on the side of little balls.
I tried to like give myself a boost by just saying, yeah, all young guys have small balls. But really, I have small balls. Small balls.
Now you just have that deep-seated fear when they have to work. Those little guys.
I don't know. They seem to be doing their job.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right.
I mean, I haven't had any
Yeah.
kids, but I don't know.
You gotta stop draining.
I'm
them,
brave, dude. I got some balls, dude.
Yeah, brave.
Metaphorical. I got great metaphorical balls.
Yeah, you got underdog balls.
You would never guess it, but I'm not a bitch.
Shit. All right, man. Well, fucking ATB
deal.
Productions.
Yep.
You got anything else you got brewing up? At Joey Malinski on Instagram.
Yep. I would say just ATB though. ATB Productions.
ATB,
Follow
man.
that.
Yeah. On everything. ATB
We got Archie
Productions on
special
everything.
coming out.
Yeah.
Archie special's coming out.
Very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, 30. We shot that at the Wind Up Space. So I'm excited about that.
How'd that come together? You think was it a solid special?
I like it. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's cool. I seen
It's
the
sick.
rough edit the other day. Max did a rough edit.
Awesome.
I want to talk about it. I want
Okay,
to
yeah.
not,
I'll peek into it.
peek into it. Definitely have some changes on that, but we're coming. I'm gonna bring Archie in this week to hopefully watch it.
I think
Nice.
Archie's one of those guys. I know him decently. We've had a lot of good conversations. I think he's one of those guys that could really benefit seeing himself from that perspective, because I think that he's in his head a lot. And I think that like whenever you
we kind
talk
of played up on that.
whenever you talk to Archie about anything, he's always just like, yeah, man, like, I could have done this, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm just thinking, like, you just need to, like, view yourself from a third person perspective once and just see. He's very good. I think he's one of my favorite comics that's out. He just goes. He goes where I want him to go, dude. Shout out Archie Jameson.
Agreed. Shout out.
Oh, yeah.
And then I want to make some stuff where where I can have somebody produce it, where I can get to act, but
Yeah.
help the production. So whatever that means, I don't know what that means.
Hell yeah, man. If any producers are
Gotta
listening,
do some
on
more
this one.
creative stuff on
Yeah.
some days where it's slowing down.
Agreed.
Yeah. And then also, check out Master Plan. It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
check
Master Plan's
out,
on YouTube.
and also your Vimeo. That's probably where anyone can find all your stuff.
Vimeo's good, definitely.
Cool. And then live from the studio across everything at Eric Glazer. Check out the Baltimore Comedy Festival. We got some big shows coming up soon at Auto Bar, Union Brewery, Motor House, pretty much all over the city. I think we got like 15, 16 venues now. It keeps fucking getting bigger. It's crazy. Keep an eye out September 1st through 4th. Jimmy, you got anything?
As always, Laughable. Shout outs to Laughable. I think they're getting towards the end of the summer, dude. They better come out with that app soon.
Yeah, where's that Android app?
They got a month. They might have. I'm gonna sound like a complete douchebag if they already have it out. But yeah, it's on iOS right now. It's sick. It's like a glossary of comedians, so you can find out, whatever podcast you listen to. If you like a certain comedian on that, you can type in the comedian's name and see any podcast he was on. It's all individual profiles. Very sick. Thank you for letting us be a part of that, dude. Lobster font connection. I like it. At Jimmy Selesky on everything, and I think Eric already said, but at LFTS Podcast on actually everything, because it's only at Jimmy Selesky on Twitter. That's what I meant by everything. But LFTS Podcast on actually every fucking thing. And yeah, until next week, guys.
Peace
Keep it
out.
real.
Peace.
A recipe that features
We're
chicken.
featuring Louis C.K.
So first
fried
we're gonna
chicken
break
on this
down
one.
bird into
This is
10
just what I wanted to
pieces.
say.
Standard fried chicken breakdown procedure. Easy as that.
If this is better
Then
than
while our
Rofe, I'll be
giant block of
surprised.
lard comes up to temperature, we're going to get our coating ready. Now, Louis didn't measure anything, so we're just going to eyeball about 2 cups of flour, half tablespoon baking soda, a good shake of garlic powder, cayenne, paprika, salt, and pepper.